Welcome into Bengals Breakdown. I am your host, Stone Shields. Thank you so much for joining me for Monday Night Football. At home, Paycor Stadium, the jungle is certainly going to be rocking. And the Bengals, of course, are looking for their first victory of the 2024 season. Saw a lot of good things last week with their matchup at Arrowhead Stadium against the Kansas City Chiefs. Ultimately, though, it still resulted in a loss for this football team. So it very much feels like a do-or-die game for Cincinnati. I'm not going to go out there and call it a must-win, but it's about as close to being a must-win as you could possibly think right now for Cincinnati. If you start out 0-3, your odds of making the playoffs are certainly slim, and obviously that is what this team has in mind for their future here in 2024. It is making the playoffs. So once again, thanks for joining me here at Bengals Breakdown. I am Stone Shields, looking forward to an outstanding night here as we watch some Cincinnati Bengals football. And we'll also keep an eye on the weather here tonight because we might see a little precipitation downtown. So that certainly could alter the game. Taking a look at what the total is right now, we've seen that go down a little bit. This was about an hour or so ago, so correct me in the comments if it has moved off that. But the total has gone down a little. The Bengals were 8-point favorites at one point, down to 7. Again, this was about an hour or so ago that I last saw that. So we'll see if any more line movement happens over this next hour as the Bengals get ready to take on the Washington Commanders on Monday Night Football. We do have a Super Chat menu for you guys here on today's live stream Bengals Watch Party. It's going to be a little bit different than what we've done in previous weeks. We have a Joe Burrow jersey raffle. If you send in a $5 Super Chat, you will be eligible for our Joe Burrow jersey raffle. So at the end of our live stream today, we will have a duck race, and the winner will, of course, win a Joe Burrow jersey, and we'll get that shipped out to you guys. So kind of our second giveaway here. We did one during the preseason, gave away a hat to our guy, Desert Ranger Jesus, who was able to win that, but now we're going to be giving away a jersey here on today's show. So certainly looking forward to that. Also, still doing the Jungle Club here at Bengals Breakdown. A $10 Super Chat will get you into the Jungle Club. Who's in the Jungle Club right now? Lord Buddy Bear, Bricktop, Michael Easterwood, A. Wright, The Kid CJ, Gabriel Burris, Jeff Hubert, Desert Ranger Jesus, and Ian Wood, along with myself, and producer Chris Daughtry, by the way, who's helping me out tonight. He is producing here at Bengals Breakdown. Certainly love it when I got Chris with me. It beats doing it solo, that is for sure. So big shout out to Chris for helping me out tonight as well. He is in the Jungle Club as well. So once this mini helmet gets full of those names, which we should be pretty close, we got about 10-ish members of the Jungle Club at this point. Feel like 15 to 20. Maybe we'll be able to fill it up tonight, and then we will raffle off this helmet at during another watch party down the road as well. So certainly looking forward to that. Also, and we are still doing any Super Chat. We will answer your questions on today's show. So you can send in a $1 Super Chat. Ask me anything. You want to ask me Bengals question, NFL question, personal question. I am here to answer them. So just trying to get to know you guys a little bit better, and I'm sure you guys want to get to know me a little bit better as well. So that still will stand for today's show. We also are in a Super Chat battle with our Commanders stream. So Jack Sperry, Joey Peterson are over there with our Commanders channel here at Chat Sports. They have a live stream watch party going as well. How many subs they have? You know off the top of your head? It's definitely more than us. Not exactly sure how many. So we'll see what we can do. And we're starting it off with a bang. $5 Super Chat from Brandon McGee. He says, we'll get it up here on the screen in a moment so long as those Super Chats are pulling. We've had issues with that in the past. But Brandon, thanks for getting on the board first. And we've got it up here right now. Brandon McGee, or McKee, I should say, with a $5 Super Chat. Do you see Joe having a 300-yard game? It would not surprise me at all. I'll go out there and say I do think he will have a 300-yard game in this one. Really, the most challenging part of this Commanders defense is that defensive line. Guys like Daron Payne and Jonathan Allen putting pressure on Joe Burrow. But the way their offensive line has looked through these first two games, it looks like a really solid group. And I'm expecting them to have another solid game tonight in the jungle, Monday Night Football. And I think Joe Burrow is really going to be able to pick apart that Washington Commanders secondary. And, of course, he's got his buddy T. Higgins coming back for tonight. So we'll certainly get into T. Higgins as our pregame show rolls on. But Brandon McGee, appreciate you. We will get you written down. You are a part of our Joe Burrow jersey raffle. You are our first one of the evening, so appreciate you, Brandon. And thanks for getting that $5 super chat in. Brandon McGee starting us off here on Monday Night Football Bengals Breakdown as the Commanders and the Bengals are set to square off in about 50 minutes from now. Before we continue with our show, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor today, and that is Factor Meals. They are the sponsor of today's live stream watch party. Look, with football season in full swing, I don't have time to cook. That's why I use Factor's no prep, no mess meals. Meet your wellness goals thanks to a menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So no matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy nutritious, great tasting meals. Make today the day you kickstart a new healthy routine. What are you waiting for? Crush your wellness goals this month with dietitian approved meals and ingredients that you can trust. Head to factormeals.com/BengalsChat50 and use code BengalsChat50 to get 50% off your first box and then 20% off your next month. That's code BengalsChat50 at factormeals.com/BengalsChat50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. Really appreciate Factor Meals for making our live stream watch party possible here today. All right, so let's get interactive here in the comments. Let me know who you got in this football game. Is Cincinnati going to be able to get their first win of the season? If so, type those B's for us in the comments section. Or do you think they're going to fall to 0-3? If we got any Commanders fans in here, you guys might be typing C. I wouldn't imagine you'd be hanging out at our stream tonight, given what we've got going on at our Commanders channel here at Chat Sports. But regardless, be honest with me. Get those B's or C's in the comments section of today's video. We'll give some shout outs here as we make our way through our pregame show. Gabriel Burris, he's got his B's in the comment section. Gabriel, appreciate you. Gabriel, of course, is a member of our Jungle Club here at Bengals Breakdown, so hopefully we can get a few more members this evening as well. Gabriel, appreciate you. Jason Love says B as well. Actually, Harvey brings up a good point. At some point throughout our show today, we're going to have you guys go over and spam Houday in our Commanders live stream here at Chat Sports. So at some point, we will do that. We'll do that a couple of times throughout the evening. And should we send it right now, you think? So let's just send it right now. Let's hop over. We got about 50 or so of you guys in there in our chat right now. If you want to go over there to our Commander stream here at Chat Sports and spam Houday and really give those guys some trouble over there at the Commanders Report. Great guys, but hey, they're on the opposition side tonight. Producer Chris is getting that link in the comments section right now. So go over there, show them a little Cincinnati love, give them a few Houdays over there in the comment section of our Commanders live stream. The kid CJ says only B. CJ, appreciate you stopping by once again. CJ, of course, also a member of our Jungle Club here at Bengals Breakdown. Jacob just got it. He's saying Houday. Appreciate you. Sage, Ohio says Houday from Columbus. Columbus, great town, great city. Appreciate you stopping by as well. The usual suspects are here. Additionally, Tim Tyra, he's got his B's in the comment section. Tim, you're the man. Appreciate you stopping by with us again here tonight as we get set for Bengals and Commanders. Dr. B, William House as well. So keep the comments rolling. Appreciate you guys. Ian's over there spamming Houday. Ian, appreciate you. Harvey says he's going to go with you as well. So Ian, appreciate you. You're a real one for doing that for us here at Bengals Breakdown. So keep it coming. We'll do that a couple of times. Once we get our numbers up a little bit, once the game starts, maybe a commercial break, we'll head over there and tease them a little bit as well. But by the way, they're going to be coming for us at some point additionally. So if you see some Commanders fans hop into our chat, make sure, we kind of give it to them back over at their channel as well. Also, make sure you guys help us out. Hit that like button for us if you haven't done so already. We're always going for that 50-50 ratio. We want about half of the people that are viewing to have liked our video. So we're not quite there yet at this point. We're also trying to break our record from last week. 379 likes we got on last week's watch party when we took on the Kansas City Chiefs. So we got producer Chris updating it for us there. We got 22 in the right now, 22 likes. So appreciate you all for hitting that thumbs up icon, as you should with all of our videos here at Bengals Breakdown. The more likes we get, the more content we can put out there for you guys. Ultimately, eventually maybe we'll be able to do more live shows as well. A lot of our channels here at Chat Sports go live more than just watch parties. So that's certainly a goal of ours here at Bengals Breakdown. Hopefully we can do that at some point in the future. A Mayo 9 says, "Hooday, let's go." Appreciate you, A May, for stopping by. Harvey says, "I can't find their breakdown." It's the Commander's Report is their name, Harvey. Commander's Report, I believe. Yeah, Chris did throw that link in the chat, so if you scroll up, you should be able to find it. He just plopped it in there once again as well. Gabriel Burris says, "Who do you think is running more, Moss or Brown?" This is a great question, and I'm actually not talking about either of the backs really on our pregame show, so glad you brought that up, Gabriel. If you've been watching Bengals Breakdown, you know I always, trying to get Chase Brown a little bit more active out there for the Cincinnati Bengals. I think he just has more burst than Zach Moss does, but when you look at their snap counts last week in Kansas City, we were told it was going to be 50-50 for most of the way, but when you look at the snap counts last week, it was really more 80-20 in favor of Zach Moss. And Zach Moss, he did some good things out there. He's certainly a better pass protector than Chase Brown is, but I would like to see Chase Brown get more involved, get more snaps out there on the football field. I do believe he's the kind of the running back of the future for this football team, whereas Zach Moss seems kind of more like a 1-year-ish rental type of guy. Not exactly sure what his contract is off the top of my head, but it doesn't really feel like something long-term for this team. So I would hope that they kind of look back at the tape, understood that Chase Brown really had some good reps when he had the opportunity out there, whether it be catching the ball out of the backfield or just providing some burst in the run game, and we'll see. But I certainly would like to see Chase Brown get a lot more touches in this game and also just moving forward throughout the rest of the season. Dr. B says, "I think it's 2 years." Yeah, I do not know off the top of my head. That sounds right. I said 1, but I do think it is probably longer than that. So, Dr. B, appreciate you for that. Sage Ohio says both sides of the ball have to come out hard, and no doubt about that. They got to be ready. They got to be ready to go from the jump, and got to certainly be locked in. Let's take a look at some of the inactives today for Cincinnati. We got 6 of them right here. Trenton Irwin is really the only surprise guy on this list, in my opinion. Trenton Irwin, of course, a wide receiver for this football team. He's a sure-handed guy, but he really hasn't been able to do much through 2 games with Cincinnati this year. I think the Bengals understand that Jermaine Burton has a little bit more upside, and it seems like they're starting to trust Jermaine Burton a little bit more. So he gets the nod over Irwin in this game. B.J. Hill, his status was doubtful. He's dealing with that hamstring injury for Cincinnati in this game. He suffered that injury against Kansas City. Kind of got beat up in that Week 1 game as well. So both of your starting defensive tackles are not going to be out there for Cincinnati. Again, not a surprise. Really saw that coming. Didn't expect to see those guys play. So other guys are going to have to step up in that position. Chris Jenkins Jr. is set to make his debut today for the Cincinnati Bengals. Of course, the Bengals' second-round draft pick. So we'll see if he has the opportunity to make any impact here on Monday night, as well as a guy like Amarius Mims, who you took in the first round. Both those guys making their debuts tonight, so that's certainly going to be exciting for them, of course, and really for the Bengals to take a look at these 2 guys when the bullets are really flying. So those are your inactives for today. Really only surprising guy on there is Trenton Irwin. Shows you that the team has starting to gain more trust with the wide receiver in Jermaine Burton. So let's kind of start our pregame show here as we work our way towards kickoff. Again, about 40 minutes or so until these teams are set to square off at Paycor Stadium. My number 1 player to watch in this game is T. Higgins. So not only is Chris Jenkins and Amarius Mims making their 2024 debuts and their NFL debuts in the regular season, T. Higgins is back tonight. So Bengals really starting to get a lot of guys back here week 3 at home. And the Bengals definitely have missed T. Higgins. They really haven't had some guy that can really stretch the field for him vertically. I think you saw it in a small sample size with Jermaine Burton, who we'll get to him in a little bit with his one catch against Kansas City. But beyond Jamar Chase, we really haven't seen anybody be able to stretch the field for Cincinnati so far this season. And now, of course, a lot of defenses are doing everything they can to take away Jamar Chase. But when T. Higgins is also out on the football field with him, it becomes a lot harder to do that. So I think Jamar Chase's production, we're going to see that go up. And hopefully T. Higgins can also make some plays as well for this football team. And, hopefully that hamstring holds up. Of course, that's what he's been battling. T. Higgins had a really solid, training camp up until the point where he got injured. I thought he did a great job. Obviously, he requested the trade. And then, there was some talk about, well, is he going to sit out? And he said, you know what? I'm not going to get my contract. I got to go out there and earn it this year, play under the franchise tag. And he was really doing everything in his power to go do that. He was having a really strong offseason. Then he, pulls the hammy or what have you, and it sidelines him for the first couple of weeks. So fingers crossed he's going to be able to go out there and, look like his old self. Of course, not re-aggravate that hamstring injury. And, I think a lot of people in Cincinnati have a lot of high hopes for T. Higgins that he's finally able to get his season underway. And, of course, he's trying to go out there and earn himself a big contract that, based on the things that he's done throughout his career, I think he deserves that if he's able to stack similar numbers this year for Cincinnati. So are you worried about T. Higgins? Type Y for yes or N for no for us in the comments section. I think it's fine to be a little bit concerned. I mean, we all know what kind of injuries or what hamstring injuries are like. They're things that can really linger for you, and it's something that a lot of guys, fight with throughout the entirety of the year. It just takes a long time to really get back to 100%. So I definitely think the Bengals were being cautious with him. In terms of, not bringing him back for week 1 or week 2. I think Higgins kind of alluded to the fact that he was probably ready to go out there against Kansas City, but they thought it was best to just take another week and, heal up and be more ready to go for this game here on Monday night. So let me know in the comments section. Tim Tyra is not worried. He thinks T. Higgins will be just fine. Also, something to monitor is what the snap count looks like. Is T. Higgins going to be full go? Or is he only going to be out there for a certain percentage of the offensive snaps? So that's certainly something that we'll be monitoring throughout the evening. Jacob just got it. He is certainly concerned. I think I'm kind of with you. I think there's, it's completely okay to be a little bit concerned in this situation. T. Higgins has been banged up before, and it's just, with the hamstring, it's just tough because you never really know what to expect. Pass says N. Zabu says Y. Zabu's a little concerned as well. Brandon McKee says he does have some injury issues. Yep, this is something that has kind of plagued Higgins throughout his career, certainly. Crimson says, can we bring Tim Krumrie out of retirement for tonight's game? That's funny. Unfortunately, we cannot do that, Crimson. Certainly could use him. But I believe it's the Ring of Honor night tonight, if I'm not mistaken. So Krumrie will get honored tonight. And, unfortunately, he's not going to be suiting up. But what a heck of a player he was. Harvey, and not really nervous. The kid CJ feeling a little nervous, typing his Y in the comments section. So keep the comments coming. Let me know, are you worried about T. Higgins? Okay, so whoever comments the most in the next 60 seconds will get a free raffle entry. Again, we are giving away a Joe Burrow jersey at the end of today's show. We will raffle that off. Right now, we have one person that is in that raffle. His name is Brandon McKee, who sent in a $5 super chat, so we appreciate you, Brandon. But over these next 60 seconds, whoever comments the most will get a free raffle entry into that Joe Burrow jersey raffle. Producer Chris is monitoring the comments as they come in, and then he will tell us who comments the most. So keep them coming. If you want to get in that Joe Burrow jersey raffle, you can comment whatever it is you want to comment. It really does not matter. Trying to spike our chat rate here at this point, so get in the comments section, get interactive for us, and maybe you will get a free raffle into the Joe Burrow jersey entry. How much time we got left, Chris, you think? A couple, 10 seconds maybe? 20 seconds? About 20 seconds to go here. Keep the comments coming. Again, giving away a free entry into our Joe Burrow jersey raffle here. The most comments here over this minute. Chris, when you are ready, you let me know, my friend. The kid CJ23 gets it. How about that? The kid CJ is in our Jungle Club, of course, here at Bengals Breakdown, and he also has an opportunity to win himself a Joe Burrow jersey. CJ, appreciate you. And we will do this a couple of times throughout the show. So if you stay with us through the game, you're going to have a couple of other opportunities to perhaps get a free raffle entry. But if you just want the raffle entry and you don't need to necessarily look for commenting the most when we call it, that is a $5 super chat that will get you in. So CJ, you are in, my friend. Congrats. CJ says you guys are awesome. Appreciate you, CJ. You are a real one for that. Let's see here. Thought I saw a good question here that I am missing. Oh, there we go. Josh, Lawrence Guy playing tonight. The Bengals signed Lawrence Guy on Tuesday. We will get to him as we roll on with our pregame show, but I do expect him to be out there for Cincinnati, and I do believe he will have an opportunity to make an impact. But we will touch on him as we continue here with our pregame show. About just over 30 minutes away from kickoff at Paycor Stadium. Number 2 guy to watch here is Noah Brown. If you're a diehard Bengals fan, you remember Noah Brown. You remember the things that he did to this football team last year as a member of the Houston Texans. He still might be open, by the way. It felt like he was just open every single play out there with C.J. Stroud throwing him the rock. This game was kind of a nightmare game for Cincinnati because it was a game that it felt like they should have won. They needed to win. They really needed it to keep their momentum going. And I believe it was the following week Joe Burrow got hurt. Maybe that was 11 or 12, somewhere in there. But losing this game, Tyler Boyd dropping that catch in the end zone that would have won the game. Obviously, we all remember that. But Noah Brown just absolutely was loose that entire game. And the Bengals are going to have to prevent that from happening here tonight. So, again, he's playing with a different football team. He hasn't really put up massive numbers like that since, but this is a guy that certainly likes playing here in Cincinnati. He's an Ohio State guy. He gets fired up to come back to Ohio and play football. So the Bengals better be ready for him and better have a better plan than they did last year when they saw Noah Brown as a member of the Houston Texans. So he's by no means wide receiver 1 on this football team, which we'll get to him in a moment. But Noah Brown just cannot let that happen again this year. Can't have him running free, or through the Bengals secondary like he did last year. So Noah Brown, certainly another guy to watch for Cincinnati in this game. A Bengal that we will be watching is Jermaine Burton. So this list we got, half and half here, Bengals and Texans. Jermaine Burton, I think he's going to have an opportunity to potentially have a, gradually more of an impact as we go forward through this season. I think you're seeing it with the inactives that we hit when we first came on. Trenton Irwin is not going to be active today. So that tells you Jermaine Burton is starting to get more trust with this coaching staff and with Joe Burrow in particular. He, of course, had the one catch last week against Kansas City. We saw his snap count go up from week 1 to week 2. And he's really a guy that can be a threat down the field. We saw it from him in college. The Bengals really have lacked that, but now they got T. Higgins coming back. So, if Burton can be a guy that can be out there and give you valuable reps at that receiver position, along guys like Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Andre Yosevich, look out, because he really has the ability to be a dynamic player in this football league. I truly believe that. It's just a matter of, he can really soak in what it means to be a professional. And I think we've seen that as time has gone on here. I think you've seen a lot of support from his teammates. Joe Burrow has mentioned him several times in press conferences since that Kansas City game. So he's a guy that I'm looking to have an impact tonight. And He certainly has the talent, but hopefully he can go out there and really do good things for this football team. And it starts tonight as we see his role get a little bit bigger with Trenton Irwin being inactive for this football game. So Jermaine Burton, excited to see the things that he can do out there tonight and how many times the ball goes his way here on Monday Night Football. Last receiver before we move on to a different position group is Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin hasn't done a ton this year, but I believe Terry McLaurin is one of the most underrated wide receivers in the NFL. I think Terry McLaurin is absolutely magnificent, and he always just puts up production, and he has this revolving door of quarterbacks that he plays with. And that continues here this year where he's got a rookie that's throwing him the ball in Jayden Daniels. But Terry McLaurin, he is a guy that can absolutely kill you. He will have a game or games at some point through this season where he absolutely goes out there and wins a game for the Washington Commanders. Bengals are hoping that doesn't happen tonight. Whoever's following him around, I would imagine it's going to be Cam Taylor-Britt. We'll see what exactly Lou Anarumo does, but they got to be ready because Terry McLaurin is an absolute stud, and he's due for a game. He's due for a big game. Cliff Kingsbury, the Commanders' offensive coordinator, has talked about how he's got to do a better job of getting the ball in McLaurin's hands because he understands the kind of dynamic playmaker that McLaurin has the ability to be. So Terry McLaurin, don't want to get torched by him either. Those are the two receivers I'm really looking at that the Bengals are going to have to do a great job of guarding. Their secondary really is going to have to step up with Noah Brown and Terry McLaurin. Got some more people filing in here with us here at Bengals Breakdown as we have our watch party underway here about just under a half an hour from kickoff at the Jungle. So I want to remind you guys what our Super Chat menu is at this point. $5 Super Chat will get you into our Joe Burrow jersey raffle. At the end of today's live stream, when the game concludes, we will be raffling off a Joe Burrow jersey, and you can see it right there. So right now we have two people that are in this raffle, Brandon McKee and the kid CJ. So if you want to join them, send in a $5 Super Chat, and that Joe Burrow jersey might just be yours. Also, we've done the Jungle Club here for the first couple of weeks as well as the preseason. Additionally, you want to be a member of the Jungle Club. You send in a $10 Super Chat, and your name will be on this Bengals mini helmet. Right now, we got Lord Buddy Bear, Bricktop, Michael Easterwood, A. Wright, the kid CJ, Gabriel Burris, Jeff Huber, Desert Ranger Jesus, Ian Wood, and myself in the Jungle Club. When this helmet fills up, we will raffle it off to a member of the Jungle Club. So that is a $10 Super Chat. And then any Super Chat that you send in, you could send in a $1 Super Chat. You can ask me a question, whether it's a Bengals-related question, football-related question, personal question. I'm here to answer, trying to get to know you guys a little bit better, and I'm sure you guys are trying to get to know me a little bit better as well. So that is our Super Chat menu here for today's show, and hopefully we can get some involvement with that. So really appreciate the people that have sent in supers to this point, and we're also going to give another shout-out here in a moment, because we got a great Super Chat in from our friend Bricktop, who is a member of the Jungle Club. Bricktop sent in a $10 Super Chat. He's already a member of the Jungle Club, but appreciate you, Bricktop, for sending in $10. He says, "Hooday, boys and girls, bring us home a winter stone." That is the plan, Bricktop. I appreciate you sending in a $10 Super Chat. I feel confident about this game. Now, I've sat up here in front of you guys and told you guys I felt confident the past two games. That hasn't worked out. But I think the things that we saw on the football field at Arrowhead Stadium are really going to do a good job of translating this week on Monday Night Football. And if they put out that kind of performance again, they're going to be able to beat a team like the Washington Commanders. No doubt about that. So the sense of urgency is certainly high. But Bricktop, I think we're going to be able to get it done. Appreciate you, my friend, getting involved, sending us a Super Chat here. So that is 2 entries for Bricktop into the Joe Burrow jersey raffle. So we will get that written down. So if you send in more than $5, we'll just divide whatever that number is by 5, and that's how many entries you get into the Joe Burrow raffle. So Bricktop, appreciate you. We will get that written down, and you've got 2 entries into that Joe Burrow jersey. Again, we will be raffling that off at the end. So it looks like S is in there saying, "Hail Commanders." And again, we're going to see this throughout the show. People are going to from over at our Commanders channel are going to be coming into our chat and, spamming things as Commander fans. So if you ever see that, if it's ever frustrating you, if it's ever bothering you, just go over there to their stream and spam Houday and then come on back to us. So at some point, you will we will do that. We will bring it to your guys' attention to go do that. Get in their chat, and we will spam Houday over there. But if you ever feeling the need to do it, head over there and do just that. So appreciate you guys. Brandon Rock says I didn't say his name. Yes, my bad, Brandon. I got you in the Jungle Club. That's on me, Brandon. Brandon Rocks 13 is also a member of the Jungle Club. So appreciate you for keeping me locked in there, Brandon Rocks 13. Totally forgot to say your name. So Brandon Rocks. I have a new sheet that I'm looking at. So my bad, Brandon. He says you're good, just making sure. Appreciate you, and Brandon Rocks is a member of our Jungle Club as well. Cornell Hope says CTB getting another big interception tonight. I hope so. What he did last week was honestly one of the best interceptions I have ever seen in my life. Just his body was just contorted in the opposite direction, and he just climbed the ladder and reeled it in with one hand. It was absolutely magnificent. So if he does something like that again, that would be awesome. No doubt about that. And, he's going to have a tough assignment tonight following around Terry McLaurin. But I think the Bengals have a lot of confidence in the things that Cam Taylor-Britt can do out there on the football field. And they really view him as a number one cornerback. And certainly think they got the draft pick of him right out of Nebraska a couple of years ago. So, hopefully Cam Taylor-Britt is ready to have another big game for Cincinnati. We'll continue here with our players to watch. Zach Carter, also a guy on this list. If you watch our show here at Bengals Breakdown, you know that I've been pretty hard on Zach Carter. I think, things haven't really worked out for him here in Cincinnati. Out of Florida a couple of seasons ago, he's had some opportunity to come in and make an impact, and when he's been given these opportunities, he hasn't really done anything out there on the football field. But he's going to get another opportunity tonight with guys like B.J. Hill and Sheldon Rankins, the two starters at that defensive tackle position, being inactive. So we'll see how he takes advantage of his role here. But I don't know. I don't exactly have high hopes for the things that Zach Carter can do out there on the football field, but he's going to be getting another opportunity. So hopefully he can prove me wrong and have a solid game out there. But it really is kind of a revolving door for Cincinnati at that defensive tackle spot. You're going to see a guy like Lawrence Guy. We'll get to him in a little bit. Fresh off the couch, essentially. Bengals brought him in last Tuesday. So, Zach Carter is going to be another guy that's going to have to step up. We saw J2 Fele have, a solid game, I thought, against Kansas City last week. And they're going to be looking at those guys to really step up today. And with Chris Jenkins Jr., coming back from that injury, making his debut, second-round pick out of Michigan at that defensive tackle position. Been fighting a thumb issue for the past couple of weeks. Is another guy to monitor at that spot. But Chiefs really had their way running the football against Cincinnati. New England certainly did in Week 1 as well. So that interior of their defensive line really going to have to step up because you've got guys like Austin Eckler and Brian Robinson Jr. and a rookie quarterback. Washington's really going to try to establish the run in this football game. And we'll see if those new guys up front are up to the challenge for Lou Anarumo and this Bengals defense. So what is your concern level with the Bengals defensive line at this point? Scale it for us 1 to 10 in the comments section of today's video. Let me know, are you concerned about the Bengals defensive line? I think there certainly is reason to be concerned. I think the Bengals did a good job as the game went on to get better at stopping the run. Towards the end of the game, of course, when Pacheco got hurt, those last couple of plays, they were able to stop the run without a guy like Isaiah Pacheco out there. But, after you watch that first drive for Kansas City, Mahomes didn't even really throw the ball. They just turned around and handed it off and just ran right through Cincinnati. So I have a feeling that the game plan for Washington is going to be fairly similar to that game plan with as the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, with a rookie quarterback, you're trying to get him comfortable. And if you can establish a run game early on, that really allows him to settle into the flow of the game, and he's able to, make some quality decisions out there And hopefully for Washington, your quarterback's able to settle down and make some good plays. But they're going to need a run game in order for him to settle down, and we'll see if the Bengals are up to the challenge in terms of when it comes to stopping a guy like Brian Robinson Jr. or a guy like Austin Eckler in the run game. So we'll see how they do. But yeah, certainly a concern level for me. I think it's their biggest concern level or biggest position that really is a concern for them is that interior of the defensive line. Got another $5 super chat here from Desert Ranger Jesus. So he is in our Joe Burrow jersey raffle. Again, a $5 super chat gets you into that raffle. We're going to be giving away a Joe Burrow jersey here at the end of our stream here. Desert Ranger Jesus. Appreciate you, my friend. $5 super chat. And I believe that is that your first super chat? No, it's Tim Tyra's first super chat. But Desert Ranger Jesus, appreciate you. Yeah, you're a member of the Jungle Club. I was mistaken there. So appreciate you, Desert Ranger Jesus, and maybe you will just win that Joe Burrow jersey. So thanks so much for the super chat. And Tim Tyra with his first super chat says, "Who day, Tim? Who day, baby? Appreciate you stopping by." Tim is a very loyal viewer of Bengals Breakdown. We certainly appreciate him. He's always locked in with us, so we will get your name written down as well. Another opportunity to potentially win that Joe Burrow jersey raffle. As more people file in here, we'll just go through this again. We'll continue to do this throughout our show here at Bengals Breakdown. You send in a $5 super chat, that gets you in our Joe Burrow jersey raffle that we're going to be giving away at the end of today's live stream. There it is right there, the Joe Burrow jersey. So send in those $5 supers. And if you send in any super chat, we will divide it by 5, and that's how many raffles you get. So Bricktop sent in a $10 super chat, so that means he gets 2 raffles into our Joe Burrow jersey raffle. And $10 will get you into our Jungle Club here at Bengals Breakdown. Your name gets placed on this mini helmet, and when the helmet fills up, we will raffle that off as well at a later watch party to a member of the Jungle Club. Lord Buddy Bear, Bricktop, Michael Easterwood, A. Wright, the Kid CJ, Gabriel Burris, Jeff Huber, Desert Ranger Jesus, Ian Wood, and Brandon Rocks 13, all members of the Jungle Club. So, yeah, appreciate you guys, and we'll see if we get any more members of the Jungle Club as well tonight. And as always, any super chat you send in, you can ask me a question, and I will answer that. $1 super chat, $2 super chat, whatever it is, I'll answer. It could be a Bengals question, could be a football question, could be a personal question. So I am here to chat with you guys, and just send in any super chat, and we will answer your questions here at Bengals Breakdown. Also, as more people file in, I want to remind you guys to like our video if you have not done so already. We are trying to beat that number from last week, 379 likes that we got during our Chiefs stream, trying to beat that here tonight. And we've got 59 right now. So always going for that 50-50 ratio, at least half the likes per how many viewers we have here. And we have a lot more viewers than that right now. So help us out. Hit that like button. Hit that thumbs up icon. And it'll allow us to do more videos as we continue here at Bengals Breakdown. More content, more coverage, and makes the bosses happy too as well. So help us out. Hit that like button if you have not done so already. Trying to beat that 379 like total from last week. So appreciate you guys for always liking our videos here at Bengals Breakdown. Should always do that for every Bengals Breakdown video that you watch. Should be the first thing you do. So appreciate you guys for doing that. We'll continue here with our pregame show just over 15 minutes before kick. Daron Payne is a guy that I've got on this list. Look, when I look at the Commanders' defense, my biggest concern is their interior of the defensive line, which with the Bengals, funny enough, on the defensive side of the ball, that's my biggest concern for the opposite reason. But Daron Payne, those boys up front are really a problem, and they have been. I think it's their strong point of their defense, and it might even be their strong point of their football team as well, with a guy like Jonathan Allen, those Bama boys up front really causing havoc for the opposition. So Bengals offensive line, the interior, guys like Ted Karras, Alex Kappa, Cordell Volson, who's kind of struggled at points throughout the year so far, really going to have to step up and be ready for these boys up front for the Commanders, because they're going to try to make life difficult on Cincinnati when it comes to running the football. Bengals have struggled through 2 games when it comes to running the football, and also just applying some pressure on Joe Burrow from the interior. So Daron Payne has the ability to really wreck a game, and he does a great job in the run game as well. And the Bengals trying to get that going. I feel like today would be a good day to try to really establish a run. Last week I thought they ran it okay, but in a game against Mahomes, you got to sling that ball around the yard and put up points if you want to beat them. So I think the game plan here for Washington switches a little bit. I think we'll see Zac Taylor kind of get back to really trying to establish the run. Hopefully not as stubborn as he was week 1 against New England, when he just really was trying to establish the run in that football game. But I think you'll see guys like Zach Moss and Chase Brown get a decent amount of touches from the running back perspective in this game, and we'll see how that fares for him here on Monday night. Another guy I got on this list is Eric All Jr. I thought the tight ends last week really did an excellent job top to bottom. All the guys that were out there, Sample, Gesicki, and Eric All Jr., I thought really played well for the Bengals last week against Kansas City. And Eric All, he's a guy that, when the Bengals took him in the 4th round a couple of months ago, I wasn't all fired up about it. I thought it was a bit of a reach, especially given some of the injury concerns that were there for a guy like Eric All, who, of course, spent the beginning of his collegiate career at Michigan before transferring to Iowa. But, he's a local kid. Zac Taylor, Duke Tobin, they saw something in him, and he's really done a nice job, and he really was a weapon for Joe Burrow in that game last week against Kansas City. So we'll see. If he's able to go out, if he's able to put on another strong performance. Tanner Hudson, of course, is out for today's game, dealing with that knee issue, so he is not, out there for Cincinnati. So Eric All goes into that tight end 3 spot. But I think you've seen a guy like Drew Sample. He's listed as the starting tight end just because when they're, out there in 11 personnel running the football, he's the kind of the guy that they go out at. From a blocking perspective, where Gesicki is kind of more of a slot receiver, really, than he is tight end. But, all those guys that did a really nice job last week, and we'll see. I think as Joe Burrow continues to trust Eric All more and more and more, he's going to get more touches, and he's going to get the football more for Cincinnati going forward. So really strong start to his rookie campaign, and we'll see if he goes out there and makes a difference in this game here on Monday night. So we said we were going to do this a few times throughout our live stream today. So our Chat Sports, or our Commanders channel here at Chat Sports, is also hosting a watch party tonight. They're doing a great job, Joey and Sperry over there. But they're the enemy tonight, so we got to go over in their chat, help us out. Chris just put the link to their stream in the comment section. So get in there and just spam Houday. Spam whatever you want, really, but Houday, I think, is the best thing to do at this spot. So go over there. You don't need to be too rude, but just let him know. Just give him a little Houday, and then come on back to us here at Bengals Breakdown. But big game for Cincinnati, and I think you've seen some of the Bengals talk their talk a little bit, and that's essentially what we're doing here. So slide over there, let them know, give them some Houdays over there in our Commanders chat. And come on back to us here at Bengals Breakdown. So, yeah. And Sperry, yeah. Sperry just gave his score prediction. He was hosting over at the Commanders Report, and he said 31-20 in favor of the Bengals. So he doesn't even have confidence in his own football team. So even more reason to go in there and spam Houday in the chat and say 31-20 sounds good to me, Sperry. I think that certainly would be good for the Bengals. And if you bet on the game as well, that covers the 7.5 number you were looking at. So that would be a great night for all of us here in Cincinnati. So, head on over there, give them a little trouble, and then come on back to us. Clay says you can't chat over there unless you subscribe. That is true. It is sub-only chat. So that is true. That is true. That's a good point. Dr. B says, isn't he a Steelers fan? I think he is a Steelers fan. But, he juggles 2 channels here at Chat Sports. So I think a part of him certainly likes the Commanders, but I think he does lean Steelers. But I'm not positive on that. Got another super chat from Macho. Says, Houday, 22 savages. That's what we're going to need out there on the football field tonight, Macho. 22 savages that are locked in, playing with a sense of urgency in this football game. When Joe Burrow was asked what the urgency level was surrounding the team, he responded with very high, and he left it at that. And that certainly needs to be the case. I want to see guys running around with their head on fire, ready to hit somebody and go make plays offensively as well and protect the football, of course, in the process. So, Macho, appreciate your $2 super chat. Appreciate you getting involved with us here at Bengals Breakdown. Hooday, baby. Thanks for sending that in, and that's what we're going to need. We're going to need 22 savages out there on the field for Cincinnati in this football game. Another guy that's a savage on the other side is Bobby Wagner. I'm really interested to kind of see this chess match between Bobby Wagner and Joe Burrow. Bobby Wagner, of course, a veteran player, Super Bowl champion, member of the Legion of Boom in Seattle. And, he's still playing solid football, even though he's getting up there in age. And something that hasn't left him whatsoever is his ability in between the ears. He really is a cerebral player for Washington. And, there is going to be kind of a chess match out there between him and Burrow. And we'll see who has the upper hand in that. Again, Bobby Wagner is a really, really smart linebacker. And hopefully he doesn't bait Joe Burrow into any, bad situations for the Cincinnati offense in this game. So Bobby Wagner, a guy that some people might view as, he's definitely past his prime, but I still think he has ability to go out there as a professional and really play at a high level. So Bobby Wagner, another guy that I'm going to be watching in this game. William House says Jong Meta makes a big special teams play. I'm a big Muma Jong Meta guy, and I would love to see that. I'm totally here for it. I believe that, if something happens at that linebacker position, God forbid, because obviously you love Jermaine Pratt and Logan Wilson and what they can do out there. But if something were ever to happen to one of those guys at that linebacker spot, or maybe even just Akeem Davis-Gaither or Joe Bocci, I feel good about that undrafted rookie Muma Jong Meta going into the game, inserting himself into the lineup, and really doing a good job for this football team. So he was a guy that, didn't really play a ton of special teams, but I think he's done a nice job of kind of adapting to that for Darren Simmons and his unit. And, I can agree with that completely, William House. It wouldn't surprise me at all to see him go out there and make a big play for this team on special teams tonight. Michael Easterwood with a $2 super chat. Michael Easterwood, appreciate you, my friend. Michael, of course, is a member of our Jungle Club, and he says, let's get after them, Bengals. Absolutely. Need it from the jump, Michael. Need it absolutely right from the jump. Got to get on them early. This is a game where you win the toss, I want the ball, and I want to go down there and set the tone offensively and go put points on the board and make a rookie quarterback play from behind. That's something we've seen Zac Taylor do a lot of in the past, and that's something I would do personally tonight. But even if you're out there defensively to start the game, you got to be ready to go hit somebody and ready to, stop the run, or at least, slow down the run, because Bengals haven't even been able to slow down the run really over these first 2 weeks. So guys are going to have to step up. One guy in particular is Lawrence Guy, and we'll reel him in right now. A little smooth transition there by me, but Lawrence Guy is somebody that the Bengals, really are going to need to step up here in this game. Kind of coming off his couch, played really good football for the New England Patriots. Was a member of their New England All 2010s team, and is a Super Bowl champion. Was able to win that Super Bowl with Tom Brady and the Patriots. Their last one, their sixth one, and he played really well in that game as well. So we'll get the more on Lawrence Guy here in a moment, but got to update you guys on our super chat battle against the Commanders, and we appreciate everyone that has sent in super chats, but we are well behind in this. It looks like somebody just sent in a couple of bangers for them over at their channel. So that's what it is. We definitely have more people that have super chatted here at Bengals Breakdown, but those are the numbers right there. We'll see if we can't catch them in this super chat battle. We're certainly going to beat them in the game, so it would be great to beat them in this super chat battle as well. Joe Burrow getting interviewed here by Lisa Salters before the game. I feel like that's something new that they've done this year, interviewing guys 5 minutes before the game. And I don't know how I feel about that, because, Joe Burrow he's in a assassin's mindset right now. And you ask him questions about, the game before he goes out there and takes the field. That's kind of, I don't know, as a player, that would bother me, but it certainly is good insight for us as the fans. But, Joe Burrow better be ready to go here on Monday night. As we try to catch the Commanders in our Super Chat battle, here is what our Super Chat menu looks like. You send in a $5 Super Chat, we will get you in our Joe Burrow jersey raffle. Going to be giving away a Joe Burrow jersey here at the end of today's live stream. How do you get in? Send in a $5 Super Chat. You want to send in more than $5? That's great. We'll divide that number by 5, and that's how many entries you will get. Bricktop sent in a $10 Super Chat. That's 2 raffle entries for Bricktop. $10 Super Chat will get you into the Jungle Club here at Bengals Breakdown. We've got a bunch of you guys in there, and when this helmet fills up with all the names of the members of the Jungle Club, we will raffle it off as well at a later watch party. So $10 Super Chat gets you into the Jungle Club, and any Super Chat, we'll get it up there. Producer Chris will get it up there on screen for you guys, and you can ask a question, football question, Bengals question, personal question, and we will answer that as well. And Chris just said he will do a shotgun a beer for a $50 Super Chat. So you want to see Chris do that, get in your $50 Super Chats. We had Tom do it last week. Chris says he is down to do that as well. Desert Ranger Jesus, a $5 Super Chat. Can I start the Super Chat train? Choo-choo. Appreciate you, Desert Ranger Jesus. Very loyal viewer of what we do here at Bengals Breakdown. So he is in our Joe Burrow jersey raffle. Last time we had a raffle, that's his second. That's his second entry. So Desert Ranger Jesus, appreciate you. We'll get a little ×2 there. Last time we had a raffle, we raffled off a hat, and Desert Ranger Jesus won that hat. So maybe he can go back-to-back and get him a jersey as well. So appreciate you for getting involved here and sending in a Super Chat. We'll wrap up our 10 players to watch here with Lawrence Guy and Jayden Daniels on this list. Again, Lawrence Guy signed to the active roster last Tuesday by Cincinnati. Why wasn't he signed? Because he's 34 years of age. That was really the only reason. And we'll find out very quickly if he still has it out there on the football field or not. And I feel good about Lawrence Guy. I think getting a player of his caliber in September is kind of a steal. But obviously there are reasons why he isn't signed to an active roster. So there's certainly some red flags there. But Bengals hoping they found a little bit of a diamond in the rough here with a veteran guy like Lawrence Guy who can go out there and provide an impact for him in this football game. And Lawrence Guy, again, he's a winning football player, was a part of a lot of winning in New England, and the Bengals certainly hoping he can kind of channel that here as well in Cincinnati, being a late add to their roster here in Week 3. And last guy on this list is Jayden Daniels. Had to show some love to the rookie quarterback. Jayden Daniels has his Commanders football team 1-1. Obviously, the Bengals were trying to prevent him from becoming 2-1 as a starter. The biggest thing with Jayden Daniels, you got to find a way to keep him in the pocket. If the Bengals do a good job bringing some pass rush from the outside, if Trey Hendrickson has another big game, and they make him try to beat them from within the pocket, Bengals are going to have a big win in this game, and it might get out of hand early. But if you allow Jayden Daniels to escape the pocket, make plays with his legs, that's when he becomes dangerous. That's what made him so good at LSU. And, of course, ultimately led to him winning the Heisman Trophy there as well. So a lot of people like Jayden Daniels. He's a solid player. But, again, he's a rookie quarterback. And if you can make him uncomfortable and not give him an elite running game, which, of course, is the main concern for the Cincinnati Bengals, I think you're going to be in a good position to win this football game. All right, should only be a couple of minutes away from kickoff here in Cincinnati. So get your score predictions in the comment section of today's live stream watch party. I definitely think the Bengals cover the number in this game. I think they win by at least 10 points in this football game. I think this is really a game where their offense can really kind of show the NFL what exactly they can do, or remind the NFL what this offense is capable of doing. And I'm expecting to see that. Will T. Higgins have a massive game? I'm not going to say that, but he certainly is a guy that defenses are going to have to pay attention to, which ultimately opens up Jamar Chase a little bit more than he's been open the first 2 weeks. So I got the Bengals by 10+. Harvey says 31-21 Cincinnati. Jesus says 28-17 Bengals. Clay says 38-10 Houday. And that would just be a whooping right there. Elite Toilet says 21-15 Bengals dub. William House says 31-17. I like that number, William. I like that a lot. I'm kind of in agreement with you on that. 31-17 feels about right. Derek Young says 31-10. Aunt Rachel is back, says 28-17. Appreciate you, Aunt Rachel. That would be a great score to get the Bengals to win by 11 points in this one. Jeff says 27-10. Metallica Dragon says 72-0. That's probably not going to happen, but that'd be pretty cool. Free Forward 17-10 Bengals. I'm looking for the Bengals offense to put some more points on the board than 17 points. I feel like 17 would kind of be a little disappointing in this game, given what they're going against in this Commanders defense that is not elite by any stretch of the imagination, and getting a guy like T. Higgins a weapon on the outside. So keep the score predictions coming here. Looks like the Bengals are just about ready for kick here at Paycor Stadium. And make sure you guys, as we get ready for kickoff here, spam Houday in the comments section right now, and we will give away another Joe Burrow jersey raffle here over the course of these next 60 seconds. The countdown clock at Paycor Stadium says 10 seconds before kick. So spam the chat right now, get those comments, and we will be giving away another Joe Burrow jersey raffle ticket here at Chris's discretion as we get set for kick here. So spam those Houdays, get excited in there in the comments section. Bengals looking for their first win of the 2024 season. Joey Sly has the ball on the tee, and we are just about ready for kickoff here in Cincinnati. Bengals, Commanders, Monday Night Football. We are underway in the Queen City of Cincinnati. Chase Brown will bring it out of the end zone. Passes the 20, passes the 25 before getting tackled just shy of his own 30-yard line, and out comes Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals offense. Chris, who do we got? Twandell Harvey. We will get you down, my friend. You get a free raffle ticket into our Joe Burrow jersey raffle. Again, we'll do that a couple of times as the game progresses, but starting with that one, I've done it a few times in our pregame, so congrats to you. Again, giving away that jersey at the end of the show. First play, wide receiver screen to Jamar Chase. Shakes a couple of tackles, but ultimately is only able to get a yard at the most. Second and long coming up for Cincinnati. That's something we talked about over the course of the past couple of weeks. You want to get your best offensive player the ball early in the game so they can really have an opportunity to get into the flow of the football game. That's something we didn't see Zac Taylor do a good job of week one, getting the ball to Jamar Chase pretty late in that game, but they set the tone getting him the ball on the very first play on offense. I love to see it. Didn't work out, but certainly good to get him the ball early. Burrow takes the shotgun snap. Commanders bring some pressure. Dumps it off to Andre Yosevich, who has some space, trying to muscle his way towards a first down, but he will be about a yard or two short. Third and short coming up for Cincinnati. Spam those threes in the comments section. Positive play there by Cincinnati, getting it to Yosevich in space, giving him an opportunity to make a play. Ultimately, just was met by two Commanders defenders, wasn't able to get that first down, but positive yardage there for Cincinnati. Third and 2 coming up. Burrow in the shotgun once again. Zach Moss is the back out to his right. Yosevich comes in motion. Burrow takes the shotgun snap, looking over the middle. Joe Burrow's going to take off. He's got some space and slides down just past the Cincinnati 40-yard line. That wasn't his most graceful slide there, but it is a first down nonetheless. Spam those ones for us in the comments section. This is something that is a really underrated part of Joe Burrow's game, something that we saw him do a lot of when the Bengals went on those runs a couple of years ago getting to the AFC Championship game. When things broke down, Joe Burrow was able to take off and get positive yardage and pick up a lot of first downs with his legs, and he does it there again here on Monday night. Handoff to Zach Moss, not a ton there. First designed run of the game. Moss picks up a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up for Cincinnati. 12:45 to go in the opening quarter. Bengals got it first here on Monday Night Football at the Jungle, taking on the Washington Commanders, looking for win number 1 in this football game. Bengals in the I formation. Eric All is lined up as the fullback here. Jamar Chase comes in motion. And the give is to Moss, and Eric All's out blocking for him, and he's got a block, and he takes it past midfield. A big pickup for Zach Moss. First down Cincinnati as the Bengals move their way into Commanders territory. That's something we haven't really seen. Eric All Jr. lining up as the fullback here in the I formation, and Zach Moss just follows him to that right side behind Alex Kappa and picks up a big gain on the ground. First and 10 coming up for Cincinnati at the Washington 41. Burrow under center. Will Zac Taylor take a shot here? Zach Moss is the running back. Play action. Burrow looking deep, taking a shot down the sideline. He's got a man. Oh, it's Jamar Chase. Touchdown Cincinnati. Joe Burrow drops it right in the bucket, and the Bengals strike first on Monday night. Jamar Chase, 41-yard touchdown, his first of the season. And T. Higgins is dancing with his boy in the end zone. That's a sight we like to see right there, seeing those two back at it. And the Bengals, fireworks on the first drive. 6 plays, 71 yards, 3 minutes, 23 seconds off the clock. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Span those TDs for us in the comments section. Boy, was that easy. That was really easy. You got to be concerned if you are a Washington Commanders fan after that drive. Beautiful throw down the sideline by Joe Burrow. Evan McPherson on to attempt the extra point right down the middle. And the Bengals take an early 7-0 lead here on Monday Night Football. Got to love that. Getting the ball to your best playmaker on offense, that is just a gorgeous throw by Joe Burrow, putting it right in the bucket. Jamar Chase beats his man and is able to walk his way right into the end zone, and the Bengals strike first. Outstanding first drive for this ball club. I believe that was Mikey Sainristil, the rookie out of Michigan that got beat there, the rookie nickel that was matched up on Chase on that one. And the Bengals score. So how about that? Great start for Cincinnati. Rick S. says that was a nice run by Moss and a nice throw to Chase. Yeah, that run by Moss, that's something we really haven't seen so far this year for Cincinnati. You know, it was a unique formation lining up in the I with Eric All as the lead blocker there. So that really worked out for Cincinnati. We'll see if Zac Taylor goes to that more as the game progresses. But certainly a great run there to the right side behind Alex Kappa on that one. That ultimately set up the play action. Commanders kind of bite on it. Offensive line holds up, does a nice job. And Burrow finds Chase down the sideline. And like I said, that was just absolutely too easy. We'll remind you guys what our Super Chat menu is for here tonight as more people file into our chat here. $5 Super Chat will get you into our Joe Burrow jersey raffle. We're going to be raffling away a Joe Burrow jersey at the end of today's live stream. So $5 Super Chat gets you into that raffle. We've also given away a few free raffle entries that we'll continue to do a couple of more as well as we progress here throughout the evening. And if you send in more than 5, we'll just divide that number by 5, and that's how many entries you'll get. For example, you send in 10, that's 2 entries. And it also, $10 would get you into our Jungle Club here at Bengals Breakdown. Lord Buddy Bear, Bricktop, Michael Easterwood, A. Wright, The Kid CJ, Gabriel Burris, Jeff Huber, Desert Ranger Jesus, and Ian Wood, and Brandon Rocks 13, all members of our Jungle Club here at Bengals Breakdown. And yeah, $10 Super Chat will get you into that. And once this helmet fills up, we will raffle this off as well at a later date, a watch party at a later date. And any Super Chat you send in, you want to ask me a question, I will answer it. Bengals question, football question, personal question. I'm here to answer that. So $1, $2 Super Chat, you can do that. And yeah, that is our Super Chat menu here tonight as the Bengals take a 7-0 lead at home against the Washington Commanders here on Monday Night Football. Evan McPherson is on to boot it away here, kick it off for Cincinnati. And he boots it through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. And we will get our first look at Jayden Daniels in this Washington Commanders offense. Yeah, interesting. It is Mikey Sainristil that was lined up against Jamar Chase, and that's just a mismatch. If you're going to put him against Chase, you got to have safety help over the top, and that safety was just way too late getting back there. At that point, it was all she wrote. Chase was dancing in the end zone. Beautiful throw, though, by Joe Burrow. One of the best we've seen so far through 2 games and 4 minutes here. All right, Jayden Daniels has it in shotgun. And they got a little 2 running back set here. And the give is to Austin Ekeler, and it's a big, solid pickup for Washington on first down. Pickup of about 9. Jermaine Pratt in on the tackle for Cincinnati. Also, good to see Von Bell out there. Von Bell was battling a back issue, didn't practice with the team on Thursday, but he is out there for Cincinnati. Commanders going quick, dump off to Ekeler, and it is a first down for Washington. It'll be interesting to see if they try to, go hurry up here on this Bengals defense. Cam Taylor-Britt made some remarks throughout the week that it's kind of a college offense, which I believe was a bit of a dig at Washington, no doubt about that. But their offensive coordinator is Cliff Kingsbury, who, of course, has spent a lot of time at the collegiate level, most recently with USC last season. A little miscommunication there, but the give is to Brian Robinson, who does not get back to the line of scrimmage. Jermaine Pratt once again in on the tackle for Cincinnati. Pratt had a massive game against Kansas City, and he's starting this one off strong as well with 2 quick tackles here. The beginning stages of this football game. 10.5 minutes to go, first quarter. This is interesting. A lot of 2 running back looks here with Brian Robinson Jr. and Austin Ekeler both out on the field at the same time. Ekeler gets it again via screen pass. A couple of missed tackles by Cincinnati. That's not good. Before getting brought down by Geno Stone on the play. We'll see who exactly missed those tackles, but Austin Ekeler having his way with the Cincinnati defense here on this first drive for the Commanders. Like Sam Hubbard got beat a little bit on that play as well. And the the Commanders have it rather in Cincinnati territory. First and 10, Washington from the Cincinnati 40. Daniels takes the snap. Bengals bring 4. Nobody's getting home. Daniels has all day and is able to escape the pocket, and he's going to take off. And he certainly has some speed as he works his way down the sideline before getting shoved out by Jermaine Pratt. But a solid pickup on the ground for the rookie quarterback out of LSU. Second down coming up. Bengals first time getting a look at Luke McCaffrey, who of course is the younger brother of Christian McCaffrey. He is a receiver for the Washington Commanders, so we'll see if he can have any impact in this game. Daniels once again in shotgun. Brian Robinson Jr. is the running back out to his right. The give is to Robinson, who tries to go up the middle, but is absolutely stuffed by Cincinnati. Not much going on that one. Cedric Johnson makes his first tackle. I believe that is his first tackle as a professional. And good to see Cedric Johnson active here today. Johnson was not active through the first 2 games, but Cedric Johnson, the rookie edge out of Ole Miss, 6th-round pick by Cincinnati in 2024, makes a play on second down, bringing up third down for Washington. Type in those 3s in the comments. Daniels takes the snap, running out of time, and he's going to get dropped. Jay Tufele and Joseph Osai in on the sack. And it is 4th down, Washington. Great play by the Cincinnati defensive front, making a stand, getting a sack on Jayden Daniels, and decision time early for Dan Quinn in this Washington offense. Great job. Bengals bring some pressure and are able to get home there. Great job by Lou Anarumo. Looks like they will leave their offense out on the football field. 4th and 2 coming up. Type in those 4s in the comments section. 4th and 2 from the Cincinnati 32. Daniels in shotgun, takes the snap. Bengals bring 4. Daniels running out of time, fires over the middle, has his man McCaffrey wide open, and gets shoved out of bounds at the 5-yard line by Geno Stone. Really nice throw and catch there from Daniels to McCaffrey. And Dan Quinn's decision to go for it pays off. 1st and goal coming up for the Commanders. Not ideal there by Cincinnati. And the Commanders work their way into the Factor red zone. Factor Meals red zone. First and goal, Washington. Bengals are late getting subs out onto the field. Oh, they are confused everywhere, and there's a flag, and I believe Cincinnati just simply has too many guys out there on the football field. That's just an undisciplined, unorganized, bad play by Cincinnati there. And, can't do that. Got to play with 11 guys, unfortunately. That's what the offense is doing, so that's what the defense has to do as well. Bad. Not good. You can tell by the look on Zac Taylor's face, that's just unacceptable. Got to do a better job of knowing what the heck is going on. First and goal coming up. 6 minutes, 45 seconds to go. Both offenses have really gotten off the hot start so far in this game. Brian Robinson Jr. is the running back out to Daniels' right. And he runs it up the middle. And I think he might be short. No word yet from the official. And they have yet to signal a touchdown. They're going to get together here. And they are going to mark Brian Robinson Jr. short of the first down. So the Bengals defensive front does a nice job on that play, stuffing Brian Robinson Jr. And Lawrence Guy is out there for Cincinnati, and he was in on the stop. Lawrence Guy signed to the Bengals 53-man roster on Tuesday. Veteran free agent, 34 years of age. Bengals had to do something. They bring in Lawrence Guy. And Daniels is under center here. And the give is to Robinson, who gets tackled short of the line of scrimmage. Mike Hilton. Beautiful job by the Bengals nickel getting in on the stop. But there is a flag on the play. We will check the laundry here. But no doubt an outstanding play by Mike Hilton. Really nice job. But unfortunately, it looks like maybe he got a head start. There is an offsides penalty on Cincinnati. We'll see who exactly it is on. But looked like Jermaine Pratt perhaps maybe got a bit of an early start here on this one. Or he just simply was lined up in the neutral zone. That is what it is. As we take a look at the replay here, he was just lined up across the ball, which really is unfortunate because he was not a factor in that play whatsoever. So Hilton would have still made the tackle without Pratt's mental lapse. Second and goal, though, from the half-yard line. The give is to Robinson once again, and he gets in untouched. Touchdown, Washington. And it is a 7-6 game at Paycor Stadium. Some costly mistakes by Cincinnati down in the red zone. Jermaine Pratt lines up in the neutral zone. The defense has 12 guys out on the football field, but really it was that 4th and 2 conversion from Jayden Daniels to McCaffrey that really was the big play on this drive for Washington, as the Commanders look to tie the game here with a Joey Sly extra point. And the kick is up and good. Excuse me, that is Austin Siebert. Joey Sly no longer plays for the Commanders. A little mental lapse there. That is Austin Siebert who knocks it through for Washington, and it is 7-7 here at Paycor Stadium. So Joe Burrow and the offense going to have to respond there. Certainly some concerns there defensively. They had their way with the run game really early in that drive. It was all Austin Eckler that really was getting things going for Washington. And then as the drive went on, they transitioned to Brian Robinson Jr., who ultimately capped it off with a 1-yard score on the ground for Washington. So as of now, we got a shootout on our hands, but we'll see if the Bengals defense can buckle down. Well, we got time here. I want to give a shout-out to our friends over at Factor Meals because they are the sponsor of today's live stream watch party. With football season in full swing, look, I don't have time to cook. That's why I use Factor's no prep, no mess meals. Meet your wellness goals thanks to the menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So no matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy nutritious, great tasting meals. Make today you kickstart a new healthy routine. What are you waiting for? Crush your wellness goals this month with dietitian-approved meals and ingredients that you can trust. Head to factormeals.com/BengalsChat50 and use code BengalsChat50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code BengalsChat50 at factormeals.com/BengalsChat50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. Big shout out to our friends over at Factor Meals for making our watch party possible here today. Also, let's see if we can get to 11,000 subscribers before the end of our watch party today. As you can tell, we got just over 10,800, and I think 11,000 is certainly well within reach here. Past couple, we've gotten a few hundred subscribers each watch party. So if you're in the chat, if you're hanging out with us here at Bengals Breakdown and you haven't hit that sub button, make sure you do just that. We have nearly daily Bengals videos for you guys here on the channel. When Bengals breaking news happens, we've got you covered, whether it be a video or a YouTube short. And yeah, of course, we have watch parties on game days as well. We'll be doing these for every single one of the Bengals games. Even if the Bengals make it into the postseason, we will be here live on Bengals Breakdown. So don't miss out on any of our coverage. Hit that sub button, youtube.com/BengalsTV. All right, Washington getting ready to boot it away back to Cincinnati here. Bengals looked really good offensively on their first drive. Had some fireworks from Burrow to Chase that resulted in 7 points. Chase Brown takes the kick out of his end zone and gets tackled right by his own 20-yard line. Beautiful job there by the Washington special teams unit. Just over 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. As we take a look at what's going on in Buffalo, Josh Allen is just having his way with the Jaguars. It looks like it's a 20-3 game until Lawrence fires over the middle. Oh, boy. Trevor Lawrence interception picked off by Damar Hamlin. And it looks like Buffalo's got a 20-3 lead in that game. Back to Cincinnati. Joe Burrow back in shotgun. T. Higgins is the man in motion. The give is to Chase Brown, who has some space and explodes through the line of scrimmage. Pickup of about 7. It's just different when he touches the ball, man. I mean, when not to just bang on Zach Moss, but there's just a total difference in burst and energy and even physicality, really, when he touches the ball as opposed to Zach Moss. So 2nd and 3 coming up as we get under 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Eric All Jr. checks into the game once again for Cincinnati. Chase Brown is the back still. Drew Sample is back there with Burrow and Chase Brown. Looks to be a blocker. Here comes Eric All Jr. on a motion, and the give is to Chase Brown, who gets about 2.5 yards. He appears to be about a half a yard short of the desired yardage, and 3rd and short coming up. Type in those ones for us, or type in those threes for us, rather, in the comments section. 3rd and 1 coming up. Will Zac Taylor keep it on the ground here, or will he opt to go through the air here with Joe Burrow? 3rd and 1 coming up. Burrow in shotgun. Chase Brown still the back in the game. Eric All Jr. comes in motion. Cuts across the formation yet again. The give is to Chase Brown, and he's got enough. Really solid physical run there. Running behind the right side. Running behind Alex Kappa. 1st down, Cincinnati. Type in those ones for us in the comments section. Nice job by Chase Brown. Zach Moss checking back into the game for Cincinnati at that running back spot. 1st and 10 coming up, Bengals. 3 minutes, 30 seconds to go in quarter number 1. Joe Burrow still has yet to throw an incompletion. Perfect 3 for 3 for 50 yards and a score to Jamar Chase. Chase motions back into the backfield. He's by Burrow. We got some interesting formations here to start for Zac Taylor. And the pass is to Chase, and he's got some space. About a 15-yard pickup out past midfield. 1st down, Cincinnati. Type in those ones. Seeing some unique formations here from this Zac Taylor offense. Chase kind of motioned into the backfield and then just ran a little button hook and kind of stopped, and nobody covered him for that Washington defense. 1st down, Cincinnati. T. Higgins still looking for his first catch of the 2024 season. Of course, Higgins back from injury this week. A hamstring kept him out of the Bengals' first 2 games. Burrow takes the shotgun snap, play action, and dump off to Eric All Jr. Not much there. He's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Nice job by the Washington defense on that one. 2nd down coming up. I think this is where you purposely try to get the ball into T. Higgins' hands, whether it's just a wide receiver screen or what have you. Just get that first catch out of the way and really allow him to get back into the swing of things. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Burrow in shotgun. Zach Moss is the back into the game. Eric All goes in motion and dumped off to Zach Moss, who gets about 6. Third and about 4 coming up for Zac Taylor in the Cincinnati offense. Kind of in that spot where it might be 2 down territory here. So we'll see what exactly they do play calling wise. If they keep it on the ground, I think that would be a sign that they're willing to go for it here. But 3rd and 4, I think I'm letting this one rip with Joe Burrow. Feels like a perfect time to get T. Higgins involved into the game. 1.5 minutes to go here. Bengals have it in Washington territory at their 43-yard line. Burrow barking out signals. 3 seconds to go on the shot clock. Commanders showing pressure, bringing pressure. Burrow running out of time, calmly delivers over the middle to T. Higgins, who has his first catch of 2024, spins back towards the boundary, makes a man miss, and picks up a first down for Cincinnati. Type those 5s in the comments section for T. Higgins. Burrow trying to go quickly here with this Cincinnati offense. Great to have T. Higgins back. Bengals have missed that guy out there these first 2 weeks, no doubt about that. Great job by the offensive line holding up as the Commanders sent pressure. Great job by Burrow finding Higgins over the middle. Screen pass to Chase Brown, nothing there. It will be a loss of 1 for Cincinnati, and that very well could be the final play of the first quarter. The Bengals do appear content to let the quarter run out. Well, Burrow's actually going to get them ready at the line of scrimmage here. 10 seconds to go. We'll see if Zac Taylor opts for another play here. And 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Will they snap it or will they wait? They do snap it. And it is a screen pass, dangerous pass to Chase Brown. I really don't understand the point of snapping that football. Let the quarter end. You're having a great quarter offensively, and they run a little screen pass, and it very nearly gets intercepted. Not exactly sure what the Bengals are doing there. I would have been content letting the quarter end. So the Bengals are going to be in a situation where they need to pick up a first down. No doubt about that. That's kind of an interesting decision there to snap that ball and then run that kind of a play. It's one thing if you're trying to stretch the ball down the football field, but just a little wide receiver screen there with snapping it with a second left to go in the quarter, I don't really understand that. Don't really get it at all. Yeah, Michael Easterwood, I'm with you. It just that feels very unnecessary. If you're taking a shot there in that situation, okay. But if you're just running a little screen there, not really going to catch anybody off guard with that. Well, we got a moment here as they go to commercial. We'll bring our Super Chat menu back out on to the screen here. We are giving away, if you are just joining us, we are giving away a Joe Burrow jersey at the end of today's show. It is our second giveaway here at Bengals Breakdown. We gave away a hat in the preseason, and today we are giving away a Joe Burrow jersey, as you can see right there. So how do you get involved? You send in a $5 Super Chat, and that gets you a raffle entry into our Joe Burrow jersey giveaway. You send in more than $5. You send in 20. That will get you 4 entries into our Joe Burrow jersey giveaway. Brandon McKee, the Kid CJ, Brick Top, Desert Ranger Jesus, Tim Tyra, and Twandell Harvey all at this point are in our Joe Burrow jersey raffle giveaway. So you want to be like them, you want to get involved, send in a $5 Super Chat. We'll also have times, we'll do a couple of giveaways here, give you an opportunity to have a free entry throughout our show. But $5 Super Chat will get you into that raffle. $10 Super Chat gets you into our Jungle Club here at Bengals Breakdown. And what's that mean? Well, your name goes on this mini helmet, and once this helmet is full, we will raffle this off as well at a different watch party down the road. So $10 Super Chat gets you into our Jungle Club. And then you want to send in a $1 super chat, $2 super chat. You can ask a question. I will answer it. Could be a Bengals question, football question, personal question. I am here to answer them. So that is our super chat menu here as we work through Monday Night Football here. Bengals at the Commanders. All right, big down coming up here for Cincinnati. It is third down. So type in those threes for us in the comments section. Zac Taylor opting to snap the ball with a second to go in the quarter instead of letting it run out. Excuse me, it's actually second. Or actually, the graphic on the field is wrong. It is 3rd and 11. Burrow firing down the sideline, intended for Gesicki, and it is broken up on the play. Gesicki a little slow to get up on that one. 4th and 11 coming up for Cincinnati. I think you can expect an Evan McPherson field goal here as he tries to give the Bengals a lead. Offensive line really has done a nice job against that front. Burrow, not a bad ball by any means, but just good coverage on the play there by Washington going into a double team. So on comes Evan McPherson for a 48-yard field goal, trying to give the Bengals the lead. McPherson a perfect 5 for 5 on field goals this season, but does have a missed extra point. The kick is up, and he hooked it. Evan McPherson no good on the 48-yard attempt, and it's still going to be 7-7. So not ideal there by Cincinnati. Washington going to get decent field position out of this as well. Looked like a good snap from Adamitis. Looked like a good hold from Rico. But McPherson just hooked it. Never really had a chance. Was wide left from the jump. He can't believe it. His first missed field goal of the season. And Washington's going to have an opportunity to go down and take the lead in this football game. So, that's tough. That's tough. Evan McPherson misfiring there. Of course, McPherson signed an extension with the Bengals this offseason. He's been a great player for Cincinnati throughout his tenure with the team. Played his collegiate ball at Florida. Big fan favorite here in Cincinnati, but that one stings, missing that. Certainly well within his range, 48-yard field goal. That's a kick that, as a professional, that's expected to go through, especially with a good snap and a good hold, but ultimately doesn't go for Evan McPherson, and this game stays tied at 7. So 10,000 Noodles says shooting themselves in the foot, classic Bengals. There have been some mistakes that you point to in this game thus far. Defensively, having 12 guys out on the field when you're in the red area, can't be doing that. We've seen a couple of missed tackles defensively as well. We got Jermaine Pratt lining up in the neutral zone. You got Zac Taylor snapping the ball and running a little screen play, the final play of the first quarter, when you just have the ability to run that clock down and have a 2nd and 11 opportunity to start the second quarter as opposed to a 3rd and 11 opportunity. So we've seen some mistakes thus far in this one. Of course, most recently the missed field goal by Evan McPherson. So seen some good things, certainly offensively so far for the Bengals, but now it's time for the defense to step up. Didn't look great on that first drive, but then again, they didn't look great on that first drive against Kansas City either, and really did a nice job of settling down as that game went on. So hopefully they can do that again as well. I want to remind you guys to like today's video if you have not done so already. Last week we had 379 likes during our Chiefs stream, and right now we currently have 175 up to 177. So certainly have a lot more than 180 people in our that are watching with us right now, that are locked in with us here at Bengals Breakdown. Always going for that 50-50 ratio, looking for half the number of likes as we have total viewers. So certainly have a lot more viewers than that. So help us out. Hit that like button. Really just allows us to continue our Bengals coverage here at Bengals Breakdown and ultimately put out more content as well. Bengals defense back out on the field here looking for a stop. Jayden Daniels is a perfect 3 for 3 on the evening thus far. McLaurin comes in motion. The give is to Brian Robinson Jr., who has another solid pickup as he drags Bengals defenders close to a first down, but he'll be about 3 yards short. Von Bell in on the stop for Cincinnati. 2nd and 3 coming up for Washington. Kind of a similar start from a run-stopping perspective so far for Cincinnati. Feels like anytime that ball is getting handed off, it's at least 5+ yards. Can't have that. Daniels in the pistol, play action. Bengals bring some pressure. Here comes Akeem Davis-Gaither. Is he able to tackle him? Jayden Daniels spins out of it and picks up the first down. Really athletic play there by the second overall pick, Jayden Daniels, getting out of the grasp of a Cincinnati pass rusher and finding his way to the first down marker. Good coverage on the back end for Cincinnati for the most part, but Daniels is able to escape the pocket and extend the play. That's what we talked about in pregame. When he has the ability to get outside the pocket, that's when he really becomes dangerous for Washington. Washington has it near midfield. Daniels takes the snap, hands it off to Brian Robinson Jr., who will be tackled for a loss on the play. Jermaine Pratt once again in on the stop, as is Lawrence Guy. Good to see him getting involved for Cincinnati. 2nd and 10 coming up from Washington. Looking for the defense to make a play. When Cincinnati needed the defense to make a play last week against Kansas City, they were able to create turnovers. Still have yet to see a turnover thus far in this one. Daniels in shotgun. Bengals bring 4. Here comes Trey Hendrickson. Isn't able to get home, and the pass is caught over the middle for a Washington first down out near the Cincinnati 35-yard line. And that is Noah Brown on the reception for Washington. As we take a look here, he just does appear to squeeze it before that ball hits the turf. Really nice throw there by Jayden Daniels. And first down. Geno Stone thought it hit the ground, but it did not. 1st and 10, Washington at the Cincinnati 35. Eckler back into the game at running back for the Commanders. Daniels in shotgun. Takes the snap. Bengals bring some pressure. Are they going to get home? No. Daniels lofting for the end zone and overshoots his intended target, Terry McLaurin. 2nd and 10 coming up. So even there, Bengals bring some pressure, aren't able to get home, but you can tell that Jayden Daniels definitely rushed this throw, and it just ultimately wasn't even close to Terry McLaurin, and he had a touchdown. Geno Stone fell down on the route, and that would have been an easy touchdown for Washington, but luckily for Cincinnati, Trey Hendrickson was bearing down on the rookie quarterback, and Daniels just completely missed him. So Bengals escaped disaster on that play. And avoid the touchdown there on that one. 2nd and 10 coming up for Washington. Really strong start for Cincinnati at the very beginning of this football game, but things starting to go a little bit sideways on them here as we get about 12 minutes to go in the first half. And it appears the Washington Commanders have taken a timeout as we had a stoppage in play here. So, kind of in a tough spot here for Cincinnati. You're looking to hold them to 3 at the most here and give your offense an opportunity to get out there on the field and either tie the game or take the lead. But we'll see what happens. See if the Bengals can't create a turnover. But got to feel a little bit uncomfortable with how easily this Washington team is moving the football. This isn't really a prolific offense, getting, a rookie quarterback out there leading the way for them. But, they've had a lot of success in the run game. They have 2 really solid backs in Austin Eckler and Brian Robinson Jr. And, again, it just feels like every time that, the ball gets handed off against Cincinnati, it's going for at least 5 yards. And if you hand it off on every play and you get 5 yards every play, you're going to score on every possession. So, certainly a concern for Cincinnati. I think Lawrence Guy has made a couple of big plays so far. But, if you were looking at him to really be the savior for this interior of the defensive line, that just wasn't realistic. He's not going to, things aren't going to just change overnight, especially when you got your 2 starters out in Sheldon Rankins and B.J. Hill, and you're going against really solid running backs in this game. So, tough start, but luckily the offense looks pretty good thus far. Harvey says, I smell 0-17. Let's not get carried away here. It's still early. Tied in this game. But ultimately the defense is going to need to create a stop at some point here for Cincinnati. But you feel good about offensively. If this turns into a shootout, I'm confident in this team. But that would be concerning if you let Washington put that many points up on you. Because then when you play a team like Baltimore, like they're just going to completely abuse you from an offensive perspective. So, yeah. But Twandell, appreciate you. Give you a little shout out here. You are a very loyal viewer of what we do here at Bengals Breakdown. So really appreciate you. And maybe you'll win that Joe Burrow jersey that we're going to be raffling off here at the end of our show. All right, 2nd and 10 coming up for Washington. Eckler is the back in the game to the right of Daniels. Daniels takes the snap. Trey Hendrickson gets pancaked, by the way. Pass over the middle is caught by McCaffrey for another Commanders first down. Tackled on the play by Jermaine Pratt. Another first down, Washington. Trey Hendrickson just was not able to offer up any pass rush there and just was placed on the ground immediately. And we've talked about someone else having to be able to step up on that. From that rushing perspective, he's not going to be able to always be that guy that brings pressure. Someone else has to step up as well. Von Bell showing blitz from the outside. He comes, and Eckler has all kinds of space. Works his way inside the 10, past the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. My goodness. Brutal start for this Cincinnati defense as Washington takes the lead 13-7 with 11.5 minutes to go in the first half. Cam Taylor-Britt just over-pursued there. No one sealed the edge. And Austin Eckler bounces it to the outside. And it was off to the races at that point. Touchdown, Washington. Seemed like just an undisciplined play there. Not sure why Taylor-Britt's trying to go through the interior like that. And just nobody was there on the outside accounting for Austin Eckler. Here's the extra point attempt for Washington. It is good, 14-7. Well, the intensity just continues to rise, and the pressure continues to rise. And the sense of urgency better be rising for the Cincinnati football team. They got to go down and get points now. 14 quick ones. 2 drives for Washington, 2 touchdowns, all led by rookie quarterback Jayden Daniels. Michael Easterwood says college offense is killing us, Britt. Of course, that is in relation to what Cam Taylor-Britt had to say about Cliff Kingsbury and that offense. Kingsbury, of course, spent a lot of time at the collegiate level and looks to be a pretty effective offense here at this point. We hop into commercial here. I want to shout out our friends over at Factor Meals because they are the sponsor of today's live stream watch party. And with football season in full swing, I don't have time to cook. That's why I use Factor's no prep, no mess meals. Meet your wellness goals thanks to the menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So no matter how busy you are, you will always have time to enjoy nutritious, great-tasting meals. Make today the day you kickstart a new healthy routine. What are you waiting for? Crush your wellness goals with dietitian-approved meals and ingredients that you can trust. Head to factormeals.com/BengalsChat50 and use code BengalsChat50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code BengalsChat50 at factormeals.com/BengalsChat50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. Big shout out to our friends over at Factor Meals for making this live stream watch party possible. You're just in a tough spot. You don't want to look beyond this game too much because obviously it feels somewhat like do or die in this one for Cincinnati to get a win. But if the Washington Commanders offense is giving you fits like this, what's Baltimore going to do to you? You know, and what are the, big time teams in the AFC going to do to you if this is what you're putting out there on the field from a defensive perspective? Things got to get cleaned up, and it's not just the guys up front. Obviously, those are the guys that get a lot of the blame, but I've seen some undisciplined plays from guys in the secondary and linebackers as well that have ultimately resulted in points for Washington so far in this game. So stopping the run is definitely a concern, but I'm looking at all kinds of guys on this defense that need to step up, not just guys on that defensive line. Lou Anarumo's got to be a heck of a lot better as well. All right, Chase Brown is back deep to receive the kick. Out he comes and gets it past the 30-yard line before getting tackled on the play by the Washington Special Teams unit. They show this run again from Eckler. I mean, he just didn't even really have to beat anyone. That was just too easy. Great blocking up front by the Commanders' offensive line, and the Bengals just simply couldn't do anything about it. All right, need points here. Burrow under center. Zach Moss back into the game at running back. Play action. Burrow with time. Dumps it off to Zach Moss. He's got a little bit of space. Cuts it back towards the sideline. Picks up about 8 or 9 yards on that one. Second and short coming up. Feels like a really big drive in this game for Cincinnati. You don't want to have to punt it away to Washington and then be at the mercy of potentially falling down 21-7 if your defense doesn't get their stuff together. They clearly need a breather over there on that sideline, and they got to regroup, and you got to give them some time. Hopefully get some points up on the board in the process as well. Burrow back under center. Moss is the running back. 2nd and 2 for Cincinnati. A little misdirection. The give is to Moss, and he has about 5 or 6 yards on that one out to the Cincinnati 45-yard line. First down, Bengals. Type in those ones for us in the comments section. I think we've seen some good stuff so far from Zach Moss in this game. So far, this is definitely the best game that he's had in his short career as a Cincinnati Bengal. I've really liked what we've seen here. Amarius Mims found his way out onto the field for that run, so good to see the Bengals' first-round pick getting some snaps here on Monday Night Football. Chase Brown is now the back, and he's in the game, and he cuts it right down the middle and picks up about 15 yards. Massive play by Chase Brown. Fireworks every time he touches the ball, seemingly. Big pickup for the 2023 fifth-round pick out of Illinois. I mean, the speed differential between Moss and Brown really is remarkable, which kind of could be an advantage to help keep the defenses off balance. I think that's probably what the Bengals are trying to go for because they're two just completely different backs, and both of which having really solid games so far. Cincinnati with 52 yards on the ground. Burrow in the pistol. Chase Brown stays in the game at running back. And play action, Burrow dumps it off to Brown. Brown's got some space going towards the sideline, picks up 7 or 8 yards. Another positive gain for Chase Brown in this Bengals offense. Just over 9 minutes to go here in the first half. Based on what we've seen through this first quarter and not quite a half, feels like we have a shootout on our hands here in Cincinnati, which you got Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase in a shootout. You feel good. Definitely have some questions about how your defense has performed thus far. 2nd and 2 coming up for Cincinnati. 8 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the second quarter. Chase Brown stays in the game at running back. And he gets the carry once again. And he's going to be stopped short of a first down. Pickup of about 1. 3rd and short coming up. Type in those 3s in the comments section. 3rd and 1 here. Do you keep it on the ground or do you attack through the air? Feels like 4-down territory here for Cincinnati with the ball at the Washington 32. Eric All Jr. comes in motion. 4 seconds to go on the play clock. Play action. Out to Eric All, and he has a catch. Makes a nice spin move down to the Washington 25-yard line. Joe Burrow went over to Eric All and told him something. Be interested to hear in what he said because All comes back in motion and simply nobody covers him. All very nearly dropped the football but did a great job of holding on to it. Wonder if Joe Burrow saw something and knew that Eric All was going to be uncovered. If so, outstanding job by the Bengals franchise quarterback. And a great job by the rookie tight end as well, who really has come on strong here these past 2 weeks and has gotten a lot of playing time. Bengals coaching staff really trusts this guy out of Iowa. Burrow firing over the middle. Pass is caught by Mike Gesicki down to the Washington 8 or 9 yard line. Commanders trying to strip that ball free, but that's not going to happen. First down, Cincinnati. Type in those ones. First and goal, Cincinnati, as they make their way into the Factor Meals red zone. Tell you what, Burrow looks really sharp so far in this one. Offensive line doing a great job protecting. Burrow just throws a great ball over the middle to Gesicki. And it's first and goal for the Bengals at the Washington 8. Jamar Chase in the backfield with Joe Burrow. And Burrow looking his way, in trouble, trying to escape, and he gets drilled from behind. But he appears to be all right as he pops back up. And Joe Burrow is sacked on the play. Second and goal coming up. And Trent Brown is down for Cincinnati. I think Joe Burrow got to do a better job of realizing that, that clock in his head is going off. And if he's not getting out of the pocket, he's got to go down. He takes a big shot from behind on that one. And looks like they'll head to commercial here as they check on Trent Brown. Trent Brown has looked really good in his first couple of games as a Cincinnati Bengal. Of course, Brown, a free agent acquisition from New England. He's been a part of a Super Bowl championship as well. This guy's been around a lot of winning. There was some talk going into the season about the Bengals' first-round pick, Amarius Mims, out of Georgia, challenging Trent Brown for that starting right tackle position. And I thought, the way that Mims played throughout training camp and the way that he played in that preseason opener at home against Tampa Bay, I thought he had really taken a step ahead of Trent Brown and was well on his way to winning that battle. But in that same game, he suffered that pectoral injury that has kept him sidelined ever since. But if this is something that is serious with Trent Brown, remember, Amarius Mims is active tonight. He has gotten a couple snaps already in this football game. Obviously, you hope Trent Brown is okay and is going to be able to shake this off and be able to play for the remainder of the game. But you have a guy back there, your first-round pick, Amarius Mims, that could get called into duty if there's something wrong with Trent Brown. Somebody said, I think it's Orlando Brown. I'm pretty sure that was Trent Brown. It looked to be Trent Brown. I could be wrong, but I'm nearly positive that is Trent Brown. So we will see here when they get back from commercial. But our Super Chat menu, got it here on the screen for you guys once again. $5 Super Chat will get you into our Joe Burrow jersey raffle that we are going to be giving away here at the end of today's video, or today's live stream show, I should say. And if you send in more than 5, you send in 20, that gets you 4 entries into our Joe Burrow jersey raffle. And this is not a good sign. They have the cart out for Trent Brown, and he is on the cart. So it looks to be a very serious injury here for Trent Brown as we take another look at this. I mean, the way his leg was flexed, obviously I'm not a doctor. You don't want to speculate too much, but the knee buckled, potentially an Achilles issue maybe, or just a knee, I don't know. But he is on the cart. That did not look good. And Amarius Mims is thrust into duty, 18th overall pick in the 2024 draft by Cincinnati out of Georgia. His first game that he is active, and it's go time now for the Rook at that right tackle position. Second and goal for Cincinnati at the 14 after the Burrow sack. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Burrow takes the snap, hands it off to Zach Moss, who has a little bit of space, and works his way past the Washington 10-yard line. And it'll be first and goal from about the 10-yard line here for, third and goal here from about the 10-yard line for Cincinnati. Type in those threes. We'll see what Zac Taylor dials up here. Really wouldn't expect this to be 2-down territory unless you were to get 8 or 9 yards here. We'll see what Taylor does. Zach Moss is the running back in the game. Chase Brown sits. Burrow has 3 receivers out to his left. Chase out to his right. 3 seconds to go on the play clock. Burrow takes the snap, fires over the middle. Pass was intended for Andrei Iosivas, and there appears to be some miscommunication there. It looked like Burrow was looking for Yoshi to work his route back towards the boundary, and that simply didn't happen as Yoshi ran a slant over the middle. Might have just been a high throw there by Burrow as well. Not his best by any means. Here as we take another look at this. Just a duck coming out of Burrow's hand. Maybe it got deflected at the line of scrimmage. But ultimately, the Bengals drive stalls here. Can Evan McPherson make up for his miss here? Only a chip shot from 28 yards. Bengals looking to cut this Commanders lead to 4. And it is right down the middle. Nice job of McPherson bouncing back. You never know with those kickers. I can't imagine being an NFL kicker going out there and misfiring and having to take the field again and attempt another one. Even though it's a 28-yard field goal, I would be all over the place mentally. But luckily, Evan McPherson is able to execute. Cuts the Washington lead to 4, and we'll see if the defense can do anything other than get ran through, like through a tin horn, as they have been through these first 2 drives for Cincinnati. So hit that sub button as we get 10,900 subs, 100 more to go here to get to 11,000. I know all you 1,700 people are not subscribed, so hit that sub button, youtube.com/BengalsTV. Doing these watch parties every single week here at Bengals Breakdown. Got producer Chris with me tonight doing an outstanding job as always. Certainly beats when I have to do it solo. So we're going to have to do a lot of these solo, but we got Chris tonight, so let's take advantage of it. Let's get to 11,000 subscribers. And, we've got the best Bengals coverage for you here at Bengals Breakdown. Nearly daily videos. Got our watch parties, as I mentioned. And the best part about it, it's all free. No charge that you got to hit provide to get that sub button. It is 100% free, so help us out and subscribe to our channel here at Bengals Breakdown. So give some shout outs here. If you want to get in the comment section, let me know if you want a shout out. But the Bengals, the drive stalls there, but I feel really good about what we're seeing offensively. But the big story right now, apart from the defense not doing anything productive, is Trent Brown went down. It looked like a serious injury. They brought the card out for him. Chris mentioned that he thought he saw his knee buckle, thought he saw his Achilles kind of get flexed in a weird spot, so you don't want to speculate too much. But if you bring the card out that early, usually means it's pretty serious. So we'll see, but Amarius Mims gets forced into duty immediately. Jackson Kirkland, who was probably going to be that guy before this week, he is inactive today. So the Bengals have a lot of confidence in Amarius Mims, and he's going to be their right tackle for the remainder of this football game, assuming Trent Brown's not going to be able to come back. But again, the cart was brought out, so it really would be a shock to see him back. Jesus says prayers up for Trent. Absolutely. You hope it's nothing too serious, but obviously your mind thinks the worst when you see the cart come out in that situation. The J-Man is looking for the Bengals to make an adjustment after halftime. Well, Zac Taylor has been really good at that throughout his career, I believe. I think sometimes halftime adjustments kind of get blown out of proportion, but I do think there are some strategic things that you can do at the halfway point to, maybe set your team up for more success in the second half. And I feel like Zac Taylor's really done a good job of that throughout his time in Cincinnati. But it's going to have to be Lou Anarumo, who also has done a good job of that in his time here, that's really going to have to get this unit fixed. I really don't see any issues offensively for this team. Obviously, you'd like to have more than 10 points. You want to execute better when you're in the red area, but 14-10, not a horrible spot to be. So the kick from McPherson is away, and the Commanders bring it out to their own 25. Muma Jongmeta in on the stop for Cincinnati. William House said Jongmeta will make a play on special teams. There's a play. Not a forced fumble necessarily, but certainly a play there by the Bengals' undrafted rookie linebacker out of Wisconsin. So really good stuff there. We had a super chat, $2 super chat from Jeremy Jackson. Welcome back from Lebanon. Keep on driving. Wow. Appreciate you, Jeremy. That's great. We got Bengals fans all over the place, so appreciate you hanging out with us here at Bengals Breakdown. And hopefully the Bengals can work things out offensively. Daniels takes the snap, dumps it off to Noah Brown in the backfield. A little screen pass, who gets about 5. Cam Taylor-Britt on the stop for Cincinnati. 2nd and 5 coming up. Can this defense find a way to get off the field? 2 Washington drives so far in this game, 2 touchdowns, and they've made it look really, really easy. Doing a good job running the ball and throwing the ball as well. Brian Robinson Jr. takes the direct snap, cuts it upfield, makes Jay Tufele miss, but Von Bell is there for the stop. 3rd and 1 coming up for Washington. So that was a little trickery there from Cliff Kingsbury and that Commanders offense. Brian Robinson Jr. taking the direct snap on that play. 3rd and 1 coming up. Type in those threes for us in the comments section. 4.5 minutes to go in the first half. The Bengals did get the football first, so Washington will start with it to start the second half. Here comes Eckler in motion. Here comes the Bengals with pressure. But Brian Robinson Jr. is able to get about 1.5 yards, which is enough for a Washington first down. If you're the Bengals, you start to think about potentially using your timeouts here because you want to get that ball back before halftime. You don't want the Commanders to go down here and score and then get the ball to start the second half immediately as well, and then potentially you're in a spot where you're way behind if that happens. So 3 minutes, 45 seconds to go here for Washington. They have it at their own 35-yard line. Again, see if the defense makes a stop here. Play action, Bengals bring 4. Daniels has all day to throw, running out of time. Couple of missed tackles. Sam Hubbard should have brought him down behind the line of scrimmage. He is not able to do so. And Jayden Daniels scampers forward for a pickup of about 6. 2nd and medium coming up. The elusiveness of Jayden Daniels is a real problem for this Cincinnati front. And he escapes the grasp of Sam Hubbard. Ankle tackle just simply didn't work on that. He's able to get another positive pickup here for this Washington offense. 3 minutes to go in the first half. Washington has it at their own 41. Play action. Daniels has time again, firing deep down the sideline. He's got a man, and it's Terry McLaurin who reels it in at the Cincinnati 4-yard line. Cam Taylor-Britt gets beat on the play, and it is 1st and goal Washington. My goodness, this Bengals defense cannot stop anything right now. Cam Taylor gets Britt, the safety Geno Stone. Cam Taylor-Britt gets beat. The safety Geno Stone allows someone to get behind him. And Jayden Daniels drops a dime on this Cincinnati defense. Bengals in desperate need of holding this team to 3 points. Approaching the 2-minute warning. 2 seconds to go on the shot clock. Will Daniels get off the snap? He will. Hands off to Brian Robinson. Instead, he keeps it and walks into the end zone. It is 21-10 Washington. And Jayden Daniels is dancing in the end zone. Oh my goodness. This Bengals defense is disgraceful. They cannot stop anything at this point. You let a rookie quarterback come into your home stadium on Monday Night Football when you have an 0-2 record, and you allow him to score 3 touchdowns on his first 3 drives. Absolutely unbelievable. Here's Siebert for the extra point. Kick is up. Kick is good. 21-10 Washington. And the Bengals have 2 minutes to work with and all 3 timeouts. Have to get points. Absolutely have to. Washington gets the ball to start the second half. Jayden Daniels is absolutely feeling himself right now. William Lee says it's time to let Jamar go and buy a defense. I mean, I'm reading some of these comments that are coming in, and some of them are pretty outlandish, but you're 0-2 and you're letting the lowly Washington Commanders, the team that had the 2nd overall pick in this previous draft, drop 21 points on your dome in the first half. And you're supposed to be a serious threat in the AFC. Talked about in the pregame, Terry McLaurin has yet to break out thus far in this year. Terry McLaurin's a dog. And he absolutely cooked Cam Taylor-Britt on that one. Massive play by Washington. and the Commanders have a 21-10 lead. Producer Chris just informing me that Trent Brown has already been ruled out for the remainder of this game. So it is Amarius Mims that will be at that right tackle spot for Cincinnati over these next 2 minutes and then through the entirety of the second half. Okay, so now you're in a spot where it appears as though that first drive from Washington was no fluke. They're going to put up points in this football game. They're perfect 3 for 3 on scoring touchdowns. Burrow takes the shotgun snap, hands it off to Chase Brown, who has some space, cuts it upfield, a pickup of about 10 or 11. First down, Cincinnati. Type in those ones. Got to go quick here if you're the Bengals. Have 3 timeouts, but need points and need them bad. As we hit the 2-minute warning here in Cincinnati, 21-10 lead for the Commanders. But back to what I was saying there about now you're in a position where you need to score points in order to win this game. We're in a shootout at this point. If the Bengals are going to win, they're going to have to go score a lot of points. So as an offense, not to just be Mr. Positive guy here, but I think there's a positive twist on that because you got to go out and score points. So it allows you to really put the pedal to the metal, be aggressive. You're going to go for it on 4th downs throughout the remainder of this game if Washington continues to score. And luckily you have a quarterback that I think is feeling himself in Joe Burrow. He's locked in. But you're also in a spot where if you turn the ball over even once offensively, you're in a very precarious situation when it comes to winning this football game. But keep in mind, Jayden Daniels is also a rookie. So if you can disrupt what he's trying to do, his timing, his rhythm, you can potentially force a turnover of your own right as well. So that's something that certainly needs to be noted because we have yet to see a turnover thus far in this football game. So we'll see what happens throughout the remainder of this game. But these next 2 minutes are critical for Cincinnati. Field goal at the minimum. Have to go down and at least get 3 points. Remember, Evan McPherson did miss a 48-yard attempt, so this thing should be really 21-13 and you're in a one-possession game. But with that miss from McPherson, obviously that is not the case. John Hendricks says Zach Moss has looked lackluster. If you would have asked me that before this game, John, I would have agreed, but Zach Moss has looked really good in this one, as has Chase Brown. Bengals really aren't struggling offensively, apart from, last drive where they got into the red area, give up a sack, and then you're forced to end up kicking a field goal. But other than that, I think you got to be pleased on what they have done offensively. It's just the defense that is completely concerning, giving up 3 touchdowns on 3 possessions to a rookie quarterback. And, the team that picked second in the draft. This isn't a good football team. I hate to, just attack Washington like that, but when you look at the scope of the league, they're not really a good football team. And they look elite tonight because of how Cincinnati's playing them from a defensive perspective. So, need points here. Need points here. All right, minute 58 to go. Burrow in shotgun. Takes the snap, firing over the middle. Pass is caught by Jamar Chase out past the 40 of Washington. First down, Cincinnati. Type in those ones. This is kind of a really entertaining game, though. Like, when you get in a shootout in the NFL, that's good times, And that appears as though that's what we have here. Clock continues to tick as the Bengals work their way into Washington territory. Burrow barking out some signals. Minute and a half to go here in the first half. And the Bengals will run it on the ground with Zach Moss, who cuts it back the other way. Joe Burrow in on a block. Okay. And it's a massive block as Zach Moss is able to bring his way back. And it's a first down for Cincinnati. Outstanding job by Zach Moss. Looked like for sure he was going to get tackled in the backfield by Daron Payne for a loss. But he's able to stiff arm him, then come back the other way. And his quarterback lowers the shoulder and really gets a nice block in. Okay, Joe Burrow. That's not a first down without that block from number 9. That guy's ticked off. I tell you that much. That guy's not happy. Love to see that from Joe Burrow. Not really, but I do, if you get what I'm saying. Handoff. Again, Zach Moss. This time, nothing much there. Daron Payne is there to stop him as The Washington defender gets up and celebrates and then falls down. And clock is running here. I think you're in a spot where you just don't want Washington to get that ball back. I don't think time really is too much of a factor at this point. Washington actually is forced to call a timeout here, but Chris was bringing up the point, might as well call a timeout, but I think Zac Taylor is just like, worst case, we're kicking a field goal to end this half. There ain't no way are we putting our defense back out on the field based on what they've done through these first couple of defensive drives, giving up 3 touchdowns. So, back to the Joe Burrow block. You love to see the energy, but as someone that sees their franchise quarterback go out there and do that, you hope nothing bad happens. But that guy's fired up. That guy's committed. That guy's, like I said, ticked off about the state of this football team right now. So I'm all for that. But here we go. 2nd and 8 coming up. Joe Burrow has been pretty locked. 13 of 16, $149 and a tud. 2nd and 8 coming up for the Bengals. 53 seconds to go. Bengals still have all 3 timeouts. Washington only has 1. T. Higgins only has 1 catch so far in the game. Will they go to him here? No. Instead, they go to Eric All, who does a nice job of cutting back upfield, hurdles the defender, and gets very close to a first down. And it looks like Cincinnati will take their first timeout here with 42 seconds to go in the half. And they're going to give Eric All the first down on that. So Eric All Jr. has been a really bright spot for this football team. And through the first couple of weeks, he has clearly been the best rookie for Cincinnati out there on the football field. So big props to him, Cincinnati kid. Went to Fairfield High School here in Cincinnati, and he's making plays in the league. So looks like a great pick by Duke Tobin in the 4th round, getting a tight end and Eric All Jr. 21-10. Looks like we have a shootout on our hands here in Cincinnati. 43 seconds to go in the first half. Bengals do have 232 yards of offense, so no issues moving the ball for them in the first half. But unfortunately, no issues for Washington moving the ball either. 1st and 10 at the Washington 17. Burrow in shotgun. Zach Moss is the running back, and he gets the handoff. And he's got some space, makes a move, picks up 3 or 4. Luckily is able to hang on to the football. We'll see if Zac Taylor uses another timeout here, or if perhaps Dan Quinn does. 2nd and 6 coming up. Somebody used it as the clock stopped. I find that play call relatively unnecessary, to be completely honest with you. I don't understand why you have to keep it on the ground there with only 30-some seconds to go in the half. I would have put the ball in Joe Burrow's hands there, but we'll see how the rest of this drive progresses here for Cincinnati. Need points bad. Field goal at the minimum here. If you're just joining us, Evan McPherson did miss a field goal in the Bengals' 2nd possession, 48-yard kick that he hooked. Should be a 1-possession ball game right now. Burrow in shotgun has some time, running out of time, rolling to his right, still looking downfield, dumps it off to Zach Moss, and he misses him. Bad miss there by Joe Burrow. Would have been a first down if he's able to put it on Moss's body, but the throw just gets away from him. Burrow on the run, not able to give his running back a good pass on that one. That one's on Joe Burrow. His first bad pass of the night, I would say. 30 seconds to go, 3rd and 6. Interesting to see what Zac Taylor would do in this situation if they weren't able to pick up a first down on this play. Yosavash in the slot. Jamar Chase lines up next to him as well. Trips to the right with Gesicki. Burrow looking that way, and Chase has it, but I think it bounced. And they're going to say incomplete. Jamar Chase slides down to the turf, and I believe this ball bounces, and it does. That'll be incomplete. So I think you can expect an Evan McPherson field goal here. And he will take the field here for Cincinnati. So looking to make it a 1-possession game for the Bengals to hopefully go into the locker room down 8. 31-yard attempt for Cincinnati. Second time the Bengals have got it into the red area and haven't been able to score a touchdown. Kick is up. Kick is good by McPherson. So after that 48-yard miss early on, McPherson has bounced back with 2 chip shots that he has made. And the Bengals still trail 21-13. There are still about 30 or so seconds to go in this half. And the way the Bengals defense has looked thus far, that's concerning. I think in most situations with a rookie quarterback, you take a knee here and you take your 8-point lead into the half. But the Bengals haven't been able to stop anything. So it'll be interesting to see the aggressiveness of Dan Quinn here, if he does anything or if he just takes a knee. Bengals got out to an elite start, went right down the field and hit a bomb down the sideline to Jamar Chase to take a 7-0 lead. And you thought this was going to be a big game for Cincinnati, kind of their coming out party where they go out there at home on Monday Night Football, dominate the opposition, and get their first win of the season. But these Washington Commanders are feisty, number one. And number two, this Bengals defense stinks. Bad. 22 seconds to go here in the first half. McPherson will boot it away. And Washington will take a knee in the end zone. And again, we'll see what Dan Quinn does here on this drive. Three possessions for Jayden Daniels in this Washington offense, 3 touchdowns. Has made it look really easy. Brian Robinson Jr., he's running well. Austin Eckler, he's running well. Jayden Daniels, when he's had to move, he's been running well. And Dan Quinn will take a knee and take his 8-point lead into the half. So, kind of feel like the Bengals almost catch a break there by the Washington simply just taking this one into the half. Did have a timeout there, so they could have, tried to do something there. But Joe Burrow will go into the half, down 8 points. Washington shocking the Bengals on the road, up 21-13. Would really be interested in to hear what Zac Taylor is saying right now. I think, again, you feel good about where you're at offensively. You look down and say, well, yeah, we had 2 opportunities in the red area to go score a touchdown, and we ended up kicking field goals. But I think, if the defense can just hang in there and just not give up a touchdown every possession, you feel good about your offense, being in this thing till the very end. But we will see. Approaching 11,000 subscribers right now. Less than 40 away from making that happen. So if you're hanging out with us here tonight and you haven't hit that sub button, I invite you to do so. We will have these watch parties every single game day. The Bengals are able to turn their season around and make the postseason, we will have them as well. So make sure you hit that sub button so you don't miss out on those. Also, nearly daily Bengals videos for you guys as well. And the best part about it, it is all free. So hit that sub button. Join us here at Bengals Breakdown, and we'll continue to have some fun, assuming the Bengals are able to climb out of this hole and get their first win of the season, which I got to see a stop on defense. Have to see a singular stop. I can't really sit up here and be optimistic about Cincinnati winning this game if you literally can't get one stop on defense. 3 for 3 for the Commanders offensively, scoring touchdowns with a rookie quarterback, and it's not like that offense just has a ton of firepower. Again, not to disrespect them, but you look at the guys that they have compared to some of the best teams in the league, and it just doesn't even compare to the personnel that some of these other teams have. But you would think you just have the best playmakers in the league the way Washington's moving up and down the field on Cincinnati. So Jayden Daniels has been essentially perfect as you look at some of the numbers here. 7 of 8 through the air, 139 yards, making it look easy. Eckler has been a force on the ground, has a touchdown for them. Terry McLaurin only has the 1 catch, but it was a bomb. Beating Cam Taylor-Britt there down the seam. Geno Stone was late with the help, and it's just unfortunate. It's absolutely unfortunate to be in this spot right now if you're the Cincinnati Bengals, and it's kind of shocking, to be honest with you. I didn't think that the defense was going to be this bad against a team like the Washington Commanders. I thought they were going to be able to at least carry some of that momentum over from last week. I know they weren't great last week, but they made a couple of stops when they needed to against Kansas City on the road. And so far, they're just getting ran through like, you know what, through a tin horn, like we said earlier. So, believe we got a super chat here. And message retracted. That is unfortunate. What's that mean, Chris? And it was we weren't fast enough to get it up there. That's all right. Well, the boss, James Yoder, sent in a $5 super chat. Appreciate you, James. Unfortunately, it says message retracted, so not exactly sure what you said, but appreciate you, James. And hopefully the Bengals are able to climb out of this hole. Looks like we're having some issues with getting the super chats to pull, but hopefully we will get that squared away and we can get those up there as we go forward here on our Bengals Breakdown live stream watch party of Bengals and the Commanders here on Monday Night Football. Let's take a look at what that super chat menu is while we have a moment here, working our way through halftime. $5 super chat will get you into our Joe Burrow jersey raffle. So you send in a $5 super chat, and at the end of our live stream watch party today, we're going to be raffling off a Joe Burrow jersey. So we've got a bunch of people that are lined up and going to be involved in that raffle. Brandon McKee, the kid CJ, Bricktop, Desert Ranger Jesus, Tim Tyra, Twandell Harvey, and just to name a few there. So appreciate that. And here's what James said. If you hit 11K subs before 9:36 p.m., I'll take Chris to Bama, Georgia on Saturday. You hear about that, Chris? Let's go. Chris is excited. Chris is supposed to work that game, but if we hit 11K before that, I guess Chris will just end up going to the game with James. So it is 9:30. But is that Central Time that he's talking about? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so we got a full hour to do this, James, by the way, if you're over there in Central Time. So looks like Chris has an hour. How many subs do we need? And not many. And Chris might just be off next week and on his way down to Tuscaloosa for Alabama, Georgia. If you don't know, Chris is our Alabama host here at Chat Sports. Does an outstanding job. So, yeah. Yeah, Chris is getting hyped. Let's get him there right now. Let's get Chris to Tuscaloosa. 16 more subscribers, and we can do that. James says Eastern Time. Boo. Boo. Looks like we're a little late for that, but let's see if we can't get it right here. 14 more subs. Come on. I know all you guys aren't subscribed here right now, you 1,300 plus of you Bengals fans. There's a couple more of you. We got 12 more to go here. Getting close. 11 to go here. 10 to go. Can we get it here in this next minute? Trey said, send Chris to Bama. 8 more subs to go here. Here we go. Come on, folks. Hit that sub button. Kellen says, close enough. Take him. James is spamming Eastern Time right now. I feel like you should clarify that up front, James. You know about this discrepancy with the Central Time and the Eastern Time, but all right. Two more. Come on. 11,000. We are almost there. Who is going to be our 11,000th subscriber? There it is. 11,000 here at Bengals Breakdown. Appreciate you guys helping us hit that milestone here on Monday Night Football. How about that? 11K in subs here at Bengals Breakdown. Appreciate all you guys. And the road to 12K starts now. You guys are real ones for that. Appreciate you guys so much. Oh, now we got people in the comments section spamming Hail Commanders. All right, we knew this was going to happen, folks. Didn't know we were going to be in an 8-point deficit when it happened. So we need you guys to help us out. Get over to our Commanders live stream watch party right now with Joey and Jack Sperry and spam Houday over there. Let them know we're coming, all right? Offense looks good. Defense, got a lot to clean up, but the Bengals are going to come back and win this football game. Go over there, give our Commanders channel a little bit of trouble. Spam Who Day over there. We've got some Commanders fans in that chat right now. Trace says it's Who Dat. No, it's not, Trace. It's Who Day. And Trace, a silly little Saints fan, coming in our chat right now. No, Who Dat? No, none of that. But Chris just sent the link into our chat right now. That is the Commander stream. So click on that link, go in there, spam Who Day, not Who Dat, in the comment section. S has just been giving us trouble all night with his Hail Commander stuff. So we need some people to get in there and help us out. Do we have anybody over there, Chris? Are you looking at that at all? Not yet. We still need somebody to go over there. So help us out. We don't want to look silly here in front of our Commanders channel. 1,300 of you guys in here. Get a couple of you guys to hop over there and hit them with a few Who Days. And that should be some good luck here for the second half. But 11,000 subs. How about that? Appreciate you guys for hitting that sub button. It's a big milestone for us, Chris. Getting 11K. So, road to 100K. Baby steps. Baby steps. Bobby said Who Day. There you go, Bobby. Appreciate you, Bobby. We're getting beat right now, fellas. Guys and girls. William Martinez and S are just giving us heck right now in the comment section. Man, come on. We can't lose this football game. You kidding me? This is a team that has Super Bowl aspirations. And your defense is going out there and it's just not stopping anything. Absolutely not stopping nothing in this game. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns for this Washington Commanders offense, led by a rookie quarterback. And then the offensive coordinator that you're going to chirp throughout the week, call him a college guy, say they have a nice college offense, ask Jayden Daniels not to do a lot, and then you go up there and just give up 21 points immediately. Cam Taylor-Britt, got to be better than that. Getting beat by Terry McLaurin down the seam as well in this half. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments Lou Anarumo makes at the half. Because, again, if the Bengals could make a stop, if they go out there and get one stop, I'm going to be like, okay, Cincinnati's going to be able to take control of this football game and ultimately win it when there's no time on the clock. Just because how locked in Joe Burrow is. Joe Burrow has looked really, really good these past 2 weeks. He looks like he's back. So if this thing is tight late and we have the ball as the Cincinnati Bengals, you feel good about going out and winning the football game. But if you can't stop anything, if you do what you did in the first half, you give up 3 touchdowns and 3 possessions, I mean, you're down. You're down 8, and you don't have the ball to start the half. So it's an uphill battle, and it's unrealistic to think you're going to win this game if you can't get a singular stop defensively. Taking a look at some of these numbers here, the Commanders really just having their way in all facets. On the ground with their running backs, 15 carries, 67 yards. When Jayden Daniels has had to keep it on the ground himself and extend plays with his legs, that's been trouble for Cincinnati. And then, getting beat across the field. I mean, that first drive by Washington, that 4th and 2, Dan Quinn goes for it. They hit McCaffrey over the middle, and they haven't looked back since. So Jayden Daniels, you got to give credit to him. He's looked really good in this game. He's done a nice job of executing. He looks calm. And if you remember the play where Geno Stone slipped, they had a touchdown on that play as well, and Jayden Daniels just missed him thanks to the pressure that Trey Hendrickson was applying. So it could be even worse, really, when you think about it. So Bengals have a lot to clean up, no doubt about that. Desert Ranger Jesus brings up a good point here. Bring in some blitzes. I like this. For the most part, they've just only been rushing for Cincinnati, but I think they definitely have concern about bringing pressure and then Jayden Daniels escaping from the pocket. That's probably the concern from Anarumo and the defensive staff. But you got to try something new because what you're trying isn't working. It ain't working at all. It's not effective whatsoever. So you got to throw some new things out there. And I think that's a great point by Jesus. I would have tried to apply some pressure here. Get him off balance. Try to force him into a mistake. Again, this is a rookie quarterback that has played 2 games so far in the NFL. If you apply some pressure on him, maybe he'll throw you one. And I think the Bengals are definitely going to need to create a turnover in order to win this game. And now I'm really starting to think that the turnovers they created last week at Kansas City really masked some of the issues that they had defensively. Because I came away from that Kansas City game thinking, well, maybe this defense isn't as bad as we feared. But are you going to be able to create 3 turnovers every single game? Probably not. And that's certainly what they did last week. So, if they're in a position where they need to get that many turnovers to win, they're not going to win many football games. That's just the reality of the situation. But I think they're in a spot against a rookie quarterback where they could potentially get a couple, or at least one here in the second half. And it's going to come down to Joe Burrow and that offense holding on to the football. All right, we are just about ready for the second half here. Again, Bengals down 21-13. It is a one-possession game. Bengals a touchdown and a 2-point conversion away from tying this one up. But Jayden Daniels and the Commanders' offense going to start with the football here in the second half. Defense has to do something, has to set the tone. Somebody has to step up and make a play here. McPherson kicks it short, picked up by Eckler, who has space. Austin Eckler is off down the sideline, past the Cincinnati 50, and he is into Cincinnati territory, down to the Cincinnati 30-yard line. Unbelievable. Special teams sells out the gate in the second half here for Cincinnati. I mean, I don't understand what you're doing kicking it short like that. Evan McPherson has the ability to boot it through the end zone. I know you got the new kickoff rules. Darren Simmons maybe trying to do something there, trying to do a little too much. And Jayden Daniels in this offense are right back in position A on the Cincinnati 33-yard line. Unbelievable. Daniels in shotgun. The give is to Robinson. And what's he do? He picks up 4 or 5 yards like he has all evening long. Second and medium coming up for Cincinnati or for Washington. Worst possible case to start the second half for Cincinnati. Massive kick return by Austin Eckler. I don't understand that. There's got to be some strategy there by Simmons trying to kick it short and then try to make a play. Obviously, McPherson has the leg to get it through the end zone. And certainly didn't work out. Daniels takes the snap, has time, fires over the middle, pass is caught. And very near the first down. Looks like it'll be 3rd and short, or will they give it to him? And it will be 3rd and 1 for Washington. Zach Ertz was wide open, but the Bengals were able to stop him just shy of the marker. Type in those threes for us in the comments section. Will the Bengals be able to make a play defensively in a short yardage situation? Haven't been able to do it thus far. Can expect a run here from Washington. Just kidding. It is a play action, but Jayden Daniels will keep it himself on a little bootleg. Tackled on the play by Hubbard and J2 Fele. Another first down for the Commanders. Tell you what, Cliff Kingsbury's dialed up some pretty good stuff thus far in this game. Cam Taylor-Britt's comment about it being a college offense appears to be a silly comment here through a half and a couple of minutes here in the third quarter. Daniels lines it up in pistol at the 21-yard line of Cincinnati after the big kickoff return by Austin Eckler. Commanders keep it on the ground with Robinson. And Sam Hubbard is there on the tackle, only a pickup of 1. Good to see Sam Hubbard finally make a play for Cincinnati in this game. We'll see if he can't get a little momentum with that. 2nd and 8 coming up. Bengals need to do something defensively. Cannot give up a touchdown here immediately to Washington. Can you force them to make a mistake? Can you create a turnover or at least hold them to a field goal? Well, the Bengals bring some pressure here. They're showing it, but Jermaine Pratt sags off, and they only bring 4. Daniels with time, running out of time. Here comes J2 Fele, but Daniels escapes out to the right, and he will scamper past the line of scrimmage for a pickup of about 2 before being shoved out by Jermaine Pratt. 3rd down coming up for Washington. Type in those threes. He's just so slippery outside of the pocket. You got big guys trying to chase him down, And looks like there is a late flag on the play, and it will be on Cincinnati. Automatic first down. My goodness. I didn't catch what exactly it was. Maybe an illegal hands to the face somewhere. And that's exactly what it was, I believe, on Cam Taylor-Britt, who had just nothing to do with the play. Yep, illegal use of hands by Cam Taylor-Britt, and he was just nowhere near the play, on the complete opposite side of the field. First down, Washington, at the Cincinnati 12, into the Factor Meals red zone, by the way. The give is to Eckler. Will the Bengals be able to stop him? Okay, decent job there by the defense as Eckler picks up about 3. Bengals in the past have done a good job of bending but not breaking. Need that badly on this drive. 28-13 feels like a mountain to climb, even though the Bengals offense has been so locked in. 11 and a half minutes to go in the third quarter. Austin Eckler is coming off, and he appeared to be a little shaken up. So that could be noteworthy as the second half progresses. Brian Robinson Jr. is the back. Daniels in shotgun. Will the Bengals bring pressure? Still only bring 4. Can they get home? No, they can't. Daniels fires over the middle. Pass is caught by Noah Brown at the Cincinnati 1-yard line. First and goal, Washington. Talked about Noah Brown a lot in the pregame. Said he can't kill you like he did last year when he was a member of the Texans. And that is inches away from a touchdown. Logan Wilson stops it. But here are the Commanders running right up the middle. And the Bengals. The forward progress is actually going to be short of the end zone. They ran it right up the middle with Brian Robinson Jr. I thought for sure he was going to score, but the Bengals somehow stop him. Tell you what, man, Jayden Daniels looks poised. He looks composed. This Bengals defense stinks, but he's still making plays out there. Second and goal from the Cincinnati 1. Daniels takes the snap, rolling, wide open. They throw it to the lineman. Caught. Touchdown, Washington, 27-13. They throw it to the lineman, and the Bengals are getting clowned on at home. Oh, my goodness. The Bengals cannot do anything right defensively. A special teams mistake, might have been a special teams mistake of a decision by Darren Simmons to kick it short to Austin Eckler and give him an opportunity to return it. Brings it all the way down to the Cincinnati 30-yard line. The Bengals are in big trouble. Siebert's extra point is good. 28-13, Washington. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Good news, as an offense, you know exactly what you need to do. Anything past the 50s, four down territory. And if you're in a 4th and short on your own side of the field, it might be 4th down territory as well. 4 Washington Commanders offensive possessions, 4 Washington Commanders touchdowns on the road at Paycor Stadium. You expected this team to come out with a chip on their shoulder, to come out with their heads on fire, trying to avoid an 0-3 start. And all they have done is gotten owned by a rookie quarterback and supposedly a college coach in Cliff Kingsbury, and they're getting dominated at home. This defense cannot stop anything. This defense is absolutely horrible. I understand your 2 starting defensive tackles are out in Sheldon Rankins and B.J. Hill. But, man, you got to be able to provide a better effort than what they've done thus far. My goodness. Rye2K says we are so cooked. I'll let you know here after this offensive possession. Because I fully expect Joe Burrow to go down and score here. But now you're at the point where past two Bengals offensive possessions, getting into the red area and kicking field goals, that ain't going to work. You go down and kick a field goal now, no. It's fourth down territory now. So Bengals have to find a way to get this thing into the end zone. All right, we are trying to get a 50% like ratio here. What's that mean? Well, for every viewer, we should have half that many likes. And got about 1,500 or so of us, or of you guys locked in with us here on Bengals Breakdown as the Bengals are attempting to come back at home against the Washington Commanders. We have 396 likes right now. So I believe that we just beat our mark for the Chiefs game. We did. So that's outstanding. That was the goal, to one-up our performance last week. And we do that here with essentially the whole second half remaining. So great job with that. But let's see if we can't get to 600 or so. And let's just keep hitting that like button for us. It allows us to do more Bengals videos and ultimately put out more Bengals content for you guys. So unfortunately, right now, it is all negative Bengals content, but we will see what happens here. Travion Williams takes it out of the end zone for his first time tonight, and he gets blasted at his own 20-yard line by Washington. It just, the way the defense is playing right now, it just, after that kick return, you're like, oh, they're not going to be able to handle that. Absolutely not going to be able to handle that. They need a whole field to work with. And, yeah. As I'm just speechless seeing Dan Quinn and Cliff Kingsbury get that fired up on Bengals on their own sideline. Just disgusting. All right, see some aggression here offensively. Joe Burrow under center, hands it off to Chase Brown, who's had a great game, and he continues it here with a big 14-yard run down the sideline. He's got some speed, man. He's got some speed, but sitting there running the football, you're down 15 points. Not going to be that great. Not going to lead to great things. Going to have to stretch the field at some point. You got plenty of time remaining. But it seems like every time your defense has to take the field, they're giving up a touchdown, because that's exactly what has happened thus far in this game. 4 Washington possessions, 4 touchdowns. Burrow, play action, running out of time, and down he goes. 8-yard loss. Joe Burrow is sacked. Looked like rookie Amarius Mims was beat on that one. We take another look at this. Yep, Amarius Mims just gets absolutely worked. But he's a rookie. These things are going to happen. And if you're just joining us, Trent Brown, Bengals starting right tackle, was carted off the field. Don't know exactly what he is dealing with, although it seems to be severe, and he has been ruled out for the remainder of this game. 2nd and 16 coming up for Cincinnati. Got to get at least half of it here. Burrow fires over the middle. He's got Eric All, who picks up not quite half of it, and he's losing some ground. We'll see what kind of forward progress they give him here. 3rd and long coming up for Cincinnati. Type in those threes. 3rd and 10. Need your best, Zac Taylor. Need the best you got right now. Interesting stat here that ESPN is showing. The Bengals are 0 for 10 on the season on 3rd and 7 or longer. I didn't even realize that, but that is pitiful. 3rd and 10. Will the Commanders bring pressure? They just bring 4. Burrow with time, fires over the middle. Pass is caught. T. Higgins, 2nd catch of 2024. Hold on to that football, and he does. And the Bengals are into Washington territory. Massive play there. Burrow to Higgins. Offensive line holds up. And T. Higgins is able to get a first down. Tell you what, though, he ran a little in route over the middle, and he did not cut like we usually see T. Higgins cutting. So, wonder if it's just a mental crutch, if he's just trying to trust his hamstring again, or if he's just simply not 100%. But nonetheless, first down for Cincinnati into Washington territory. 7 minutes and change to go in the 3rd quarter. Burrow, play action, stepping up in the pocket, rolling to his left, firing across his body, had Yosevich and missed him. Looked like some miscommunication there again. Burrow signaling to Yoshi that he wanted him to stop his route here. As we take another look at this, Burrow does a nice job of stepping up in the pocket and then escaping the pocket to the left. And, I think Josevich definitely should have. He's just improvising there, no doubt about that. But with that backer right in the middle, probably should have stopped on a dime there and allowed a throwing lane for Joe Burrow. Austin Ekeler is going to the locker room. Certainly significant. Obviously, you would never root against an injury, but Austin Ekeler has killed the Bengals thus far in this game. And if they don't have to deal with him, obviously would be beneficial for Cincinnati. And Cincinnati has to burn a timeout on 2nd and 10. Tell me I'm mistaken. But I don't think I am. A game where you're down 15 points in the second half and you burn a timeout on 2nd and 10 with 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Inexcusable. Losing a football player right there, having to burn that timeout. Unbelievable. Andre Coleman is calling for Zac Taylor's job. They dropped this game. A lot of people are going to be calling for Zac Taylor's job. Seems like people are always calling for that guy's job. I've been called a Zac Taylor apologist. I'm admittedly a Zac Taylor apologist, but you can't start out 0-3. You especially can't drop 2 of them to New England and Washington. You're just in a very tough spot right now if you're Cincinnati. A very, very tough spot. Tay says the Duke Taylor and the drafting stink. I understand the frustration. Being 0-2, down 15 to Washington. But this team, Duke Tobin's done an outstanding job of drafting. I mean, we're just seeing. I mean, Chris Jenkins and Amarius Mims are debuting tonight. Those are your first 2 picks. So, I mean, this is a team that, when you look across the board, a lot of these guys were drafted. Joe Burrow, of course, he was a no-brainer pick. Jamar Chase, a lot of people wanted to take Penei Sewell. Penei Sewell is an incredible player for Detroit, but I think the Bengals made the right call of taking Jamar Chase. Cam Taylor-Britt is an elite corner, albeit he got beat. He got beat by Terry McLaurin tonight, and he was running his mouth this week. But there's elite draft picks all over the board for these guys. So to say that, I don't think it's really just to sit here and blame it on drafting right now. I can't get on board with that. All right, Bengals burn a timeout here. Got to figure things out and find a way to score. (28-13). 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. 2nd and 10 coming up for Cincinnati at the Washington 46. Bengals only have 2 timeouts remaining for the rest of this game. Burrow in shotgun. Joe takes the snap, fires over the middle. Pass is caught by T. Higgins on a slant route. 3rd and 2.5 coming up for Cincinnati. Very much 3 or 4 down territory here for the Bengals. 6 minutes and change to go. Will Zac Taylor elect to run the ball here, or will you put it in Joe Burrow's hands? 2 plays to pick up 1 yard. Zach Moss is the back in the game, out to Burrow's left. His right. Trips to the left, but here comes Eric Ball in motion. The give is to Moss, and he runs it right up the middle for a pickup of about 5 or 6. First down, Cincinnati to the Washington 30. Type in those ones. You've seen a lot of positive things for this team offensively, but unfortunately the defensive performance has just really taken away from that. But field goal isn't going to do you much good here. Down 15 in this football game. If you're Zac Taylor in this Bengals offense, you're looking for 6. Burrow in shotgun, takes the snap, has time, dumps it off to Zach Moss, who's got a little bit of space, cuts it upfield, picks up another Cincinnati first down. Type in those ones. Pickup of 10. Zach Moss, Chase Brown, been a real bright spot for this team offensively today. Bengals really haven't had success with those backs through 2 games, but they're really done a nice job so far in this one for Cincinnati. Zach Moss really putting together a solid game, 53 yards on the ground, 26 yards through the air as well. So by far his best performance as a Cincinnati Bengal through 3 games. Chase Brown checks back in. Bengals have it at the 21 of Washington. Chase comes in motion, and Burrow hands it off to Chase Brown, who's got the outside, working his way down the sideline. Another first down Cincinnati to the Commanders' 7-yard line. Type in those ones. Bengals really having a lot of success on the ground, but it also shows you that this Commanders defense really isn't very good either. So we got a mid-off as far as these 2 defenses are concerned with. But Washington's ultimately held the Bengals to 2 field goal attempts, where the Bengals have given up touchdowns on every single one of their drives. Burrow in shotgun, 1st and goal from the 8. Handoff is to Zach Moss, who gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage. That looks like a face mask. And there is no penalty out there on the field. 2nd and goal coming up for Cincinnati. Looked to me like he got his face mask grabbed, but no flag. Four minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and goal, Cincinnati in the Factor Mules red zone at the Washington 10-yard line. Sample with Burrow in the backfield. He'll block for him. Burrow dumps it off to Chase. Cuts it upfield past the 5. Down to about the 2. Trying to keep his legs moving. And solid job there by Jamar Chase. It'll be 3rd and goal for Cincinnati at the 2.5-yard line. Type in those 3s. Bengals need 6 here desperately in order to really get back in this football game. 3rd and goal. To me, this is 2-down territory here. No doubt about that. Bengals in the I formation. And Dan Quinn works his way down the sideline and calls a timeout for Washington. So the Bengals were first to burn an early timeout in the 3rd quarter. And now Dan Quinn burns one as well. The only difference being his team, of course, is up 15 points. So those timeouts for Quinn are a little bit less valuable than those for Zac Taylor. The Bengals were lined up in the I formation here. Zach Moss was the back, with Eric All, the tight end, back at that fullback spot, which we saw earlier in the game, where they ran behind him, and it was effective last time they ran it. But Washington does call timeout, so I think you can expect Zac Taylor to pivot off that play call. But it is 3rd and goal here for Cincinnati. Feels like a massive play in this game. Zach Moss is the back. Bengals are now in shotgun. Jamar Chase is the lone receiver at the top of the screen. Trips to the bottom. Burrow takes it. Looking, firing over the middle. Pass is caught by Higgins. Did he get his feet down? No. They say he is out of bounds. Out the back of the end zone as we take another look at this. Nice job by Higgins reeling in the catch. Gets 1 foot down, but that right arm is out of bounds before his other foot comes down. Yep, that is incomplete. And it is decision time for Zac Taylor, but I think you 100% have to go for it here. 4th and goal, and the offense is staying out on the field. 3 minutes, 7 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. 4th and goal, Cincinnati from the 2. Joseph comes in motion. Burrow takes the snap, fakes the handoff, fires, pass is caught by Yoshi. I think he got in, and they signal touchdown. Outstanding job by Andre Joseph. He does his little dance in the end zone, and the Bengals are not dead yet. 28-19. Great job of Yoshi fighting through the contact here as he is just... Oh, and he just barely reaches it across. They'll obviously take another look at this. He cut off his route right at the goal line, but to me that is clearly a touchdown. But that is really about as close as it gets. Andrei Iosivas stepping up for this football team in the red zone. Only had 2 catches last week in Kansas City, but both were for scores, and he gets him another tutty here on Monday night. Here's Evan McPherson to make it a 1-possession game, a massive extra point here for the Bengals. Kick is up, kick is right down the middle, 28-20, Washington leads. But the Bengals, as we look at a flag here, there was a flag on the play. We'll check the penalty. False start on the kicking team. So now this extra point gets a little bit more difficult for Evan McPherson. McPherson, of course, has a missed kick in this game. We'll see if he's able to execute as this gets moved back 5 yards. Really incredible job by Andrei Iosivas, man. Outstanding. Here we go. McPherson will try it again. 5 yards longer than the typical extra point after the false start. The snap from Adamitis, the hold from Rico, the kick from McPherson. He shoves it a little, but luckily he squeaks it in that right upright, and it is officially a 1-possession game. So that certainly was close, but it sneaks through. All right, Bengals are back in it. We have a ball game here on Monday night. 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Probably do a shout out. Yeah. Bengals, of course, made their way through the Factor red zone and did a great job of executing in the Factor red zone as they had kicked 2 field goals their 2 previous trips to the red zone. So, I want to give a shout out to our friends over at Factor Meals because they are the sponsor of today's live stream watch party. Look, guys, with football season in full swing, I don't have time to cook. That's why I use Factor's no prep, no mess meals. Meet your wellness goals thanks to the menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So no matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy nutritious, great tasting meals. Make today the day you kickstart a new healthy routine. What are you waiting for? Crush your wellness goals this month with dietitian approved meals and ingredients that you can trust. Head to factormeals.com/BengalsChat50 and use code BengalsChat50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code BengalsChat50 at factormeals.com/BengalsChat50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. All right. We're going to do a little raffling off here, a little comment challenge for you guys. As you guys know, we are giving away a Joe Burrow jersey at the end of our show. So the person who comments the most in the next 60 seconds will get a free raffle entry starting now. Get those comments in. Comment whatever the heck you got to comment. Who day? Whatever you would like. Get those comments in, and you could have an opportunity to win a Joe Burrow jersey that we are going to be raffling off here. Oh, yeah. Look at this. Yeah. Where are you guys coming from? Now we're starting to give away stuff, and now you're going to pop in the comment section for us. All right. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. About 20 seconds here. Giving away a free raffle entry into our Joe Burrow jersey giveaway. When producer Chris lets me know, we will let you know who that winner is. Boogie Cousins is in the chat. Appreciate you stopping by. Who day? Boogie. All right. Keep those comments coming. Chris will let me know who it is here in a moment. Bengals defense looking for their first stop of the evening. They have been on the field 4 times. They have given up 4 touchdowns. Of course, their last one, their most recent one, was really a special teams issue as the Commanders started their drive on the Bengals' 30-yard line. But nonetheless, the Bengals let the Commanders score for their 4th time this evening. Bryce Nielsen? Bryce Nielsen, congrats. You are the winner. As Daniels throws it over the middle, pass is caught by McLaurin for a gain of about 15, first down Washington. Bryce McNielsen, or Bryce Bryce Nielsen. Bryce Nielsen, congrats, man. You are in our Joe Burrow jersey raffle that we will be giving away here. We will probably do one more of those, maybe. But, again, $5 super chat will get you into the raffle. Maybe we'll give one more away. Maybe not. Depends. All right, 1st and 10, Washington at their own 44-yard line. McLaurin comes in motion. The give is to Brian Robinson Jr., and Joseph Osai makes a play. Nice job by Joseph Osai, along with Akeem Davis-Gaither, who had the interception of Mahomes last week. The first interception of Mahomes last week, I should say. And there's a positive play by the Cincinnati run defense. First one we've seen of the game, it feels like. 2nd and 10 coming up for Washington. If you get this offense a little off balance and you force Jayden Daniels to make a play, he's probably going to make a mistake at some point. Hasn't made one yet. Washington in the pistol formation. And delayed play action. Rolling. Daniels getting chased. Fires to the boundary. Pass is caught by Zach Ertz. And he appears to be a yard short of the first down. Spam those threes for us in the comments section. Type them in. 3rd and short coming up. Bengals have been dreadful in 3rd and short thus far in this game. Will that change here? Von Bell was in coverage on the Commanders' tight end. And, oh my God. Jayden Daniels just jukes the living you-know-what out of Joseph Osai. There's only a few guys that can make that juke there in the backfield. Lamar Jackson certainly is one of them. And Jayden Daniels just whoop! Puts Joseph Osai on his rear end and picks up the first down. My goodness. That's foul. That's foul. And the Commanders work their way once again into Cincinnati territory. Daniels in shotgun. Here comes Ertz in motion. The give is to their 3rd string running back. Austin Eckler still not in this game. He went to the locker room at the start of the 3rd quarter, but he did have that massive return set up Washington for their first drive. That was Jeremy McNichols, on the carry there for Washington. And the Commanders are content to let this thing roll to the end of the 3rd quarter. We have played 3 in the Queen City of Cincinnati, and the Bengals trail Jayden Daniels and the Washington Commanders 28-20. And once again, the Commanders are driving on this Bengals defense. The Commanders have had 4 offensive possessions, and they have scored 4 touchdowns so far in this game. Bengals are hoping that trend stops here on Washington's 2nd drive of the 3rd quarter. Bengals have looked good offensively. The Bengals also have scored on every single one of their possessions, but unfortunately for Cincinnati, they have kicked 2 field goals. Well, I shouldn't say that. They haven't scored. They should have scored on every one of their offensive possessions, but Evan McPherson did have a missed field goal from 48 yards. This should be a 28-23 game at least. The Bengals had the missed field goal and then 2 field goals and 2 touchdowns. So we'll see if those mistakes in the red area come back to bite this football team or not. Will the Bengals come back? That is our pin poll. Chris just updated that for us, so let me know what you think. Vote for us. Are they going to come back and win this football game? If the defense can not give up a touchdown, yes, I believe so. But if they can't create some kind of a stop, create some kind of a turnover, I don't think it matters how much they do offensively in this quarter. They're just going to be behind too much. So we'll see. It's all about the defense at this point. The kid CJ, he says 1,000 or 100,000% coming back. I love it, CJ. I love the optimism. It's just disappointing to see the Bengals offense clicking, but the defense just not being able to even remotely help the football team. And Chris just told me Austin Eckler is out with a concussion. So obviously wishing him the best, wishing him a speedy recovery. But it's going to be Brian Robinson Jr. and Jeremy McNichols at the running back position for the remainder of this game for Washington. So that definitely is noteworthy here as we work our way into the fourth quarter. So hope Eckler is all right, but he will not be returning to this football game. Yeah, Adam Scott is frustrated with the Bengals defense, but no reason to knock a little optimism, Adam. Yeah, CJ, I'm with you. The defense is just killing us. Absolutely killing us. All right, here we go. Let's see if they can't make a play. 2nd and 9. Commanders not quite in field goal range at this point. Have it at the Cincinnati 41-yard line. Play action. Bengals not applying any pressure. Daniels is going to take off, and he's got some space. Makes a couple of guys miss. Brought down on the play by Cedric Johnson. And it'll be 3rd down, Washington coming up. 3rd and 4. Type in those threes for us in the comments section. Bengals have not been able to establish any kind of pressure. I fix my headset here. Any kind of pressure on Jayden Daniels at all. Trey Hendrickson has also been very quiet in this football game. Had a massive game last week. Really hasn't done much for this team this week. Daniels looking to his right. Firing passes caught. Great job by DJ Turner II. Stops McCaffrey short of the sticks. But it'll be 4th and 1 and decision time for Dan Quinn. Great job by DJ Turner. Stopping Washington short of the line to game. The Bengals have been dreadful in these short yardage situations all game long. Dan Quinn is leaving the offense out there. Massive play here. 4th and 1. Spam those 4s. 5 seconds to go on the play clock. Daniels trying to switch the play at the line of scrimmage. There's miscommunication all over the place, and the Commanders are forced to call a timeout. They have 1 remaining, and that's home field advantage right there. That's home field advantage. The jungle got pretty loud there and got the rookie quarterback a little flustered, and it'll be 4th and 1 coming up. Type in those 4s. Come on. I assume Dan Quinn will leave the offense out on the field here for this play. And he will. Bengals defense looking for something. They have been absolutely dreadful all game long, but could they potentially get the ball back to Joe Burrow and give him an opportunity to tie this football game? Daniels in shotgun. Brian Robinson Jr. is the back out to his right. Here comes Ertz in motion, and Daniels keeps it. Great job on the read option. If he would have handed that off to Robinson, I think the Bengals would have stuffed him. But a beautiful read by Daniels. He keeps it and picks up about 3 yards on the play. 1st down, Washington. Yep, Jermaine Pratt was all over that. If that was given to Brian Robinson Jr., that was a massive play. But, man, great job by the rookie quarterback, Jayden Daniels. He's looked really good so far tonight. Only has 1 incompletion. Daniels in shotgun, hands it off to Brian Robinson Jr., who picks up about 2. 2nd and 8 coming up. About 12 minutes to go in this game, but the clock is going to quickly become an issue here for Cincinnati. Again, the Bengals only have 2 timeouts, had to burn one early on a 2nd down play early in the 3rd quarter. And they're in a position now where a field goal even here from Washington makes this an 11-point game. Washington in the pistol. Daniels takes it. Bengals bring some pressure, aren't able to get home. The dump off is to Robinson, who picks up about 4, maybe 5, before being pushed out of play by Logan Wilson. 3rd down coming up. Spam those 3s for us in the comments section. Massive 3rd down here. The Bengals defense has not been good at all at anything, including 3rd down. Can somebody make a play for this Cincinnati defense? 3rd and 5. Third and 5 for the Washington offense at the Bengals 24-yard line. 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. Daniels in shotgun. Well, the Bengals bring some pressure here. They're showing it, and they do. Here comes Hilton off the edge. Will he get home? No. Daniels lofting, corner in the end zone for McLaurin. Pass is incomplete. Out of bounds. Good coverage there by Cam Taylor Britt. And a really great job by the Bengals defense applying some pressure there, forcing the rookie off his mark, and doesn't even give McLaurin a chance on that one. Seems like when the Bengals have brought pressure, they've been able to knock Daniels off his mark, but Anarumo really has not brought a ton of pressure so far in this game. That's a question mark for me. 42-yard attempt for Austin Siebert to extend this to a 2-possession lead here for Washington, and it's right down the middle with 11.5 minutes to go. 31-20, Washington. Okay. Progress for this Cincinnati defense. Giving up points like they have all night, but the first time they have not given up a touchdown. And we had a $5 super chat here from Beck. Defense goes from holding Mahomes to 150 yards and 2 picks to this. I don't get it. Kind of touched on this. Well, Beck, appreciate you, by the way. Awesome stuff. Sending in a $5 super chat. I'll get you written down here as you are a part of our Joe Burrow jersey raffle that we're going to be doing here at the end of our live stream. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. So appreciate you, Beck. But kind of what I touched on this a little bit during the third quarter, the Bengals defense may have fooled us last week because it really was the turnovers that kind of bailed them out, right? The 2 interceptions from Mahomes and the fumble as well. Those turnovers aren't created. Maybe it gets out of hand in Kansas City as well. And that's kind of what it seems like here, because if you remember back in that Kansas City game, they really were having their way on the ground with Isaiah Pacheco in particular before he suffered that injury at the end of the game. But, no, I totally get your frustration. But maybe last week's performance maybe wasn't as good as we thought, and the turnovers were just really what kept the Bengals in that game. Bengals won that turnover battle 3-1, which was really allowed them to, hang around through that game and ultimately outplay the Chiefs, but lose the football game. So appreciate you, Beck, for the $5 super chat. Certainly a lot of frustration here, but Bengals are going to have to go down and score points. And again, they're going to have to score 7, I think, on this drive. Because if you go down and kick a field goal, do you really have confidence that your defense can prevent Washington from scoring at all? I think you want to be in a position where you go down and score 7, and then you go, hey, defense, if just at least give up a field goal and give us an opportunity to go win the game with Joe Burrow. But obviously that's thinking pretty far ahead there. But the prospect of the Bengals not giving up any points on a drive defensively, we haven't seen that. But maybe we saw a little bit something there with that pass rush. That really was the only time in this game, besides the one other time that they rushed him, where the Bengals were really able to make a play defensively because of applying some pressure on Jayden Daniels. So we'll see if Lou Anarumo goes back to that the next time the Bengals defense takes the field. But for now, it is the offense. But for right now, it's the special teams, as Chase Brown takes it out of his own end zone and has a bit of a gap, but only works his way towards the 30. 11 minutes, 22 seconds to go in this football game as Joe Burrow makes his way out onto the field. Offensively, we've seen a lot of good things for Cincinnati in this game. Both running backs have really kind of had a coming-out party. Chase Brown and Zach Moss have really both played outstanding football in this game, being a threat in the run game as well as the pass game as well. I formation here with Eric All as the fullback. We've seen this look a couple of times. The give is to Moss. Bounces it to the left, has some space down the sideline. Solid first down pickup for Cincinnati. Gain of about 6, maybe 7. Second down coming up. Zac Taylor's sticking with this run game. I don't really have an issue with that because I think he understands got to go get 7 points on this drive. And if you're having success moving the ball in the run game, that can certainly be a factor that leads to you scoring a touchdown on this drive. 2nd and 5, Burrow in shotgun. Moss stays into the game. Commanders bring 4. Burrow fires over the middle. Pass is caught by Gesicki. First down, Cincinnati. Pickup of about 7. Spam those ones for us in the comments section. Bengals really have been in a groove offensively. Have really had a lot of success moving the football. Just got to not turn the football over if you're Joe Burrow in this offense. Burrow firing over the middle. Pass is caught by Yoshi into Commanders territory. Type in those ones for us in the comments section. Andre Yosevich, fresh off his touchdown a little bit earlier in the game in the 3rd quarter. Great catch. Spinning around. Burrow kind of threw it behind him, and he really reeled it in. Did a nice job. Burrow to the flat. Got Gesicki another first down. Type in those ones. Bengals offense, man, they're humming. They're making plays. Joe Burrow is absolutely locked in. 10 minutes to go in this football game. The Bengals are knee-deep in a shootout on Monday Night Football at home against the Washington Commanders. Burrow once again in shotgun. Zach Moss is still the back. Commanders bring 5 here. Burrow lofting down the sideline. He's got Chase. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Bengals aren't dead yet. Jamar Chase reels in his 2nd touchdown of the game. And Joe Burrow is signaling the offense to stay out on the field as they're going for 2 to try to get within a field goal of the Washington Commanders. 31-yard tutty down the sideline by Jamar Chase. Incredible job. Another beautiful ball by Joe Burrow. My goodness, right in the bucket. Joey Burrow is locked in tonight. And so is Jamar Chase. A lot to cheer for offensively here for the Bengals. We'll get to a $5 super chat here in a moment. The critical 2-point attempt here for Cincinnati. Burrow in shotgun. Zach Moss goes in motion. Burrow running out of time, rolling to his right, firing across his body, and the pass is broken up. Intended for T. Higgins. Higgins looks back at the official. Looked like he wanted pass interference. Doesn't get it. And the Commanders hold on to a 5-point lead. That could be certainly critical as we move forward here in this football game. But if the Bengals only give up a field goal, they have an opportunity to tie the game with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Ronald Bird, appreciate you. $5 super chat. You are in our Joe Burrow jersey raffle. Again, here at the end of our show here on Bengals Breakdown, at the conclusion of this game, we'll be raffling off a Joe Burrow jersey. So Ronald Bird, you are in that. Appreciate you, Ronald. You guys want to be like Ronald? Send in a $5 super chat, and you will be eligible for our Joe Burrow jersey raffle. And what's up? Got 11 entries right now. So the people that are in certainly feel good about their chances of being victorious. But let's try to get some more entries in here as we work our way through the 4th quarter. 9 minutes and change to go. Bengals trailing the Washington Commanders by 5. Desperately looking for a stop defensively. But Ronald Bird, appreciate you, man. And maybe you'll get lucky and get your Joe Burrow jersey. Bryce Nielsen says no more entries. Bryce, he got a free entry. So he won our comments challenge, one of our comments challenges earlier in the game. He has an opportunity to win. But he didn't send in a $5 super chat. But nonetheless, he is eligible. So, boy, does Joe Burrow look locked. You know, he's looked really good these past 2 games. So the prospect of him playing that well over these past 2 weeks and the Bengals potentially being 0-3 is really hard to wrap your head around. But Bengals are going to lean on their defense here, which is not a good thing because their defense can't take it. Simply can't. If you're just now joining us, this Washington Commanders team has what's up, Chris? Oh, we got 2 more super chats that we are going to get to here in a moment. But if you're just now joining us, this Commanders team has scored on every possession that they have touched the ball. 4 touchdowns and a field goal. Who we got here? Denair with a $5 super chat. Appreciate you, Denair. We will get you into our jersey raffle here at Bengals Breakdown. Denair, get you in there. Appreciate you. Chris G, also in our Joe Burrow jersey raffle. Defense is what's holding us up. That pass was PI. Cornerback got there early. Taking another look at this. Yeah, it clearly looks like PI to me. Has T. Higgins' hand. T can't even get his hand up in the air to try to catch it, and it hits him right in the face mask. Damn pitcher up in the booth can't believe it. Fans in the stadium can't believe it. So, yeah, Bengals fall a victim to a missed call there, no doubt about that. And Mr. Swamp as well. Chris G and Mr. Swamp. And we got a penalty on Washington here. Great to have a false start here, and it is. That backs up Washington 5. Good to see the home crowd really getting fired up in the jungle, making a difference. Mr. Swamp says he bet $7,000 on this game, losing my mind. Everybody in the chat spam turnover so it happens. Please blitz the edge, by the way. Mr. Swamp, I'm here sweating with you. $7,000, that's a lot. No doubt about that. So, yeah, need a turnover. Feels like we need one bad. Everybody spam turnover in the chat for our guy, so he gets one. Pass over the middle to Ertz. Tackled on the play by Jermaine Pratt. The ball comes out. It appears as though Washington has hopped on it, and they have, but Jermaine Pratt's up, and he's talking that talk. Jermaine Pratt's been one of the only bright spots on this team for Cincinnati in this game, and man, that ball is completely out, almost right on cue for you, Mr. Swamp. The helmet of Pratt right on the football. It comes out, but Washington unfortunately recovers. Eric B. also in our Joe Burrow jersey raffles. Shout out, Eric. Pass over the middle is caught. Zach Ertz, pick up of 15, first down, Washington. Eric B., Mr. Swamp, getting you guys written down for our Joe Burrow jersey raffle. All right. Thorny 93. Let's get some more in there. Let's get some more $5 super chats so we can have an interesting duck race here for our Joe Burrow jersey raffle. Appreciate all you guys over the past couple of minutes that have sent those in. Means a lot to us here at Bengals Breakdown. Daniels hands it off to Brian Robinson, who has some space, picks up about 6 or 7 out to the 50-yard line. That very well could have been the Bengals' opportunity there. Jermaine Pratt does an excellent job, his second time in 2 weeks, forcing a fumble. But ultimately, Washington is able to land on it. 2nd and 5 coming up for Cliff Kingsbury's offense. 8 minutes to go in the football game. Washington holding on to a 5-point lead. Daniels, play action, rolling out to his right. Looks like a design run. Here comes Logan Wilson. Can he get him down? He can. And he drags him out of bounds. Great job by the Bengals linebacker, Logan Wilson. Feels like we haven't called his name a ton here tonight. But nonetheless, another 3rd down coming up for the Washington offense. Type in those 3s in the comments. 7 and change remaining in this game. The Bengals defense has been dreadful in short yardage in this game. They've been dreadful in just about every aspect of defensive football, including short yardage situations. 7 seconds to go on the shot clock. Daniels in shotgun. Robinson, the running back, out to his left. They will throw. Here comes Jermaine Pratt on a blitz. Dumped off. Pass is caught by Terry McLaurin for a first down. Geno Stone on the play with a tackle. Tell you what, man. Jayden Daniels, this kid's composed. This kid's got some poise. Don't exactly know what the numbers are, but Washington has been elite on 3rd down. Looked like a little bit of an over-pursue there by Jermaine Pratt. Can't be having that. First and 10 coming up for Washington. Handoff is to Robinson, but it looked like the play was blown dead before the snap, and indeed, there is a flag. Hopefully, this is a false start on Washington, and it is. That will back them up. Ross Pencer $10 super chat. So that is 2 raffle entries for you, Ross. So appreciate you being locked in with us here at Bengals Breakdown. And that is also a Jungle Club. Well said by Chris. So Ross, you are also a member of our Jungle Club here at Bengals Breakdown. And Jacob Knight, a $50 super chat. Daniels takes the snap, and here comes the Bengals, and they finally get to him. Trey Hendrickson puts him down on the ground for a sack. 2nd and long coming up for Cincinnati. Beautiful job by Hendrickson. Jacob Knight, you are a member of our Jungle Club as well. And that also means things for producer Chris. Down the road, at some point here, Chris will be coming on to shotgun a beer. Yes, Buffalo, $4.99 is $5. 2nd and 21 here. Pass is caught on a screen play. Can the Bengals make a tackle? No. Until Geno Stone comes up and makes a massive play. He better not get a personal foul call. Luckily, he doesn't. He just came out of nowhere and blasted the Washington receiver. Boom! Very nearly forced a fumble. Luckily, he doesn't get flagged for taunting. That could have been bad. Another $5 super chat from Chris G. As the supers roll in here. Chris G, you are in our jersey raffle again. That's your 2nd entry. He says, "Who dey, baby. Need to stop. 3rd and 13. Type in those 3s. Daniels takes the snap. Bengals bring pressure. Wide receiver screen. Can somebody make a tackle? They can. It'll be 4th and 4 for Washington. Decision time for Dan Quinn. It looks like he wants to leave the offense out on the field. And Cliff Kingsbury's barking into his headset. It looks like Washington will leave the offense out there and try to go. Type in those 4s. Come on, Lou Anarumo. Dial me up something. Lou's brought some pressure here towards the end of this game, and they finally had a little bit of success. 11 seconds on the shot clock. 4th and 4. Daniels in empty. Takes the snap. Bengals bring 5, firing over the middle, wide open. Passes caught. Zach Ertz, Von Bell in coverage. 1st down, Washington. Unbelievable. This Bengals defense stinks. Golly. Man. So did you get Buff Love DC, Chris? Okay, cool. Buff Love DC is in as well, also into the Jungle Club. Daniels hands it off to Brian Robinson Jr., tackled at the line of scrimmage. Ball nearly pops out again. Tackle on the play by Zach Carter. Nice of him to finally step up and do something. 2nd and 9, 3.5 minutes to go. If you're Zac Taylor, at some point, this clock is going to become an issue. Three minutes to go here in this football game. Bengals just trying to get it back into Joe Burrow's hands. Somehow, some way. 2nd and 9 for this Washington offense. Bengals bring some pressure. And they get Brian Robinson Jr. pickup of about 1. Sam Hubbard in on the stop. 3rd down coming up. Type in those 3s. We'll see if Zac Taylor uses a timeout here. And he will not. Clock will continue to run here. Washington will have to snap it before the 2-minute warning. 3rd and 7 coming up. 15 seconds to go on the shot clock. Looks like Washington's got a little confusion. They might have to burn their final timeout. 6 seconds to go on the shot clock. Dan Quinn wants to hold on to it, and he has to burn it ultimately. Cliff Kingsbury was late getting that play call in, And the Commanders are forced to burn their final timeout, which is a good time for producer Chris to slide on over here. 3rd and 7. Just over 2 minutes to go in the football game. Spam those threes for us in the comments section. Massive play coming up here for this Cincinnati defense. Chris going to slide in here really quickly. Here he is.
Jacob Knight.
Jacob Knight, baby. Shotgun there from Chris. Look at that form. He feels like he's right back in Tuscaloosa. Look at that. Beating his chest. He's going. Outstanding job. The happy dad is gone. Chris shows some energy there. Outstanding job by Chris. Appreciate you. It was who? Jacob
Knight.
Jacob Knight. That's right. Jacob Knight. And he also gets 10 entries, into our Joe Burrow jersey raffle. Here we go. 3rd and 7. 2:15 remaining in the game. Daniels takes the snap. Here comes Geno Stone. Drills Jayden Daniels for McLaurin in the end zone. Oh, my goodness. Touchdown, Washington. Jayden Daniels with an absolute elite throw. Pretty good coverage from Dax Hill. And Jayden Daniels drops it in the bucket as he's getting drilled. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. And the Bengals are staring 0-3 right in the face. Oh, my goodness. That is an elite throw. Elite throw. Oh, no. Oh, no. Jayden Daniels was getting drilled as he let that one go. Geno Stone was all over him. And Terry McLaurin makes an outstanding play. And the Commanders are an extra point away from going up 12. Right down the middle by Siebert, 38-26. Holy cow. 3rd and 7, the biggest play of the game. And Jayden Daniels drops a dime to Terry McLaurin. Pretty good coverage there by Hill. He does stumble a little bit initially on the route. And like I said, Cincinnati is staring 0-3 right in the face. Washington has had 6 offensive possessions. Let me count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 offensive possessions and have scored 5 touchdowns and a field goal. Absolutely unbelievable. This Bengals defense stinks badly. 38 points at home? Are you kidding? Lou Anarumo has found some success bringing pressure, but too little too late. Didn't adapt to that until the 4th quarter, when finally he had to switch something up, put some pressure on the rookie quarterback, but what a dime by Jayden Daniels. Look, the Bengals defense is a mess, and they deserve to be ripped apart and scrutinized and criticized and dragged through the mud for their performance. But this is an elite performance out of Jayden Daniels. Like, near perfect. Like, he's flirting with perfection, honestly. He's been that good. He's 21 of 23 through the air. Like, he is playing out of his mind. He's locked in. And Bengals aren't completely dead yet, but certainly going to need an onside kick at some point if they're even able to score. But Bengals are on the verge of falling to 0-3 to start the season. And don't know the exact stat off the top of my head, but teams that make 0-3 or start 0-3, they don't go to the playoffs. Shout out Marvin Williford, $10 super chat. You're in the Jungle Club. and you get 2 entries in our Joe Burrow jersey raffle. Appreciate you. Some positive news there from Marvin. Tell you what, I know it's a brutal game, and it's heartbreaking, and it's frustrating, but got to give it to you guys. The Super Chats really turned up here in the fourth quarter, and that means a lot. And we blew our like total out of the water, too, with 527 likes. So really outstanding stuff from you guys. Really appreciate you guys locking in with us here on Bengals Breakdown. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be another loss for Cincinnati at home. On the verge of falling to 0-3. Joe Burrow in empty, takes the snap, drops back, dumps it off to Mike Gesicki, who's got some space, cuts it upfield, pickup of 12, another Cincinnati first down. And that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Two minutes remaining on Monday Night Football. Jayden Daniels, his coming out party. Not sure if we're going to go to commercial here. And we will. And that gives us a great chance to shout out our friends over at Factor Meals, because they are the sponsor of today's live stream watch party. Without them, this show would not be possible. And with football season in full swing, look, guys, I don't have time to cook. That's why I use Factor's no prep, no mess meals. Meet your wellness goals thanks to the menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So no matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy nutritious, great tasting meals. Make today the day you kickstart a new healthy routine. What are you waiting for? Crush your wellness goals this month with dietitian approved meals and ingredients that you can trust. Head to factormeals.com/BengalsChat50 and use code BengalsChat50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code BengalsChat50 at factormeals.com/BengalsChat50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. Big shout out to our friends over at Factor Meals. Tell you what, man, this offense has done some good things for you here tonight, but it's really hard to be optimistic about it because if the defense looks like this, you're not going to win any football games. You're going to win a couple of football games. You're certainly not going to be a threat to make the postseason. You're 0-3, assuming nothing, crazy happens here. Bengals, of course, would need an onside kick, even if they were to score a touchdown on this drive. I mean, the one thing you got going for you, you play Carolina next week. Got to go on the road, though. Playing a team like Carolina, you're playing Andy Dalton. Imagine that. Imagine if the Bengals were to start out 0-4 and fall to Andy Dalton. That would just be absolutely brutal. But not over yet. 2 minutes to go in this football game. Bengals staring 0-3 right in the face. Looking for a miracle. Offense has done a great job moving the football. And it has been the Jayden Daniels show in the Queen City of Cincinnati. We're back from the 2-minute warning. Burrow back in shotgun, takes the snap, drops back, running out of time, rolls to his right, firing over the middle. Pass is caught by Zach Moss, another Cincinnati first down. Bengals got to go, and they got to go now. Got to see a sense of urgency from this offense here. 1:42 as the clock continues to run here for Cincinnati. Burrow takes the snap, drops back. Commanders bring 4. Burrow dumps it off to Zach Moss, who falls down, tries to get back up, but his knee was already down. This clock is going to continue to run here. Bengals have 2 timeouts, but definitely want to hold on to those, not have to burn any right here. 2nd and 10. Cincinnati has it at the Washington 45. Burrow looking, rolling once again to his right. Firing over the middle. Pass is caught by Josevich for another Cincinnati first down. 1:05 to go here in the game, and it appears as though Zac Taylor has used one of his final 2 timeouts, as the clock has stopped here with 1:05 to go. Joe Burrow trying to catch his breath here. Bengals offense been running around a lot over the past couple of plays. Michael Easterwood brings up a great point. 2 trips to the red zone that you kick field goals. But look, I mean, if you're going to blame the offense for this game, I mean, you just can't do that. Disappointing, nonetheless, to make those trips to the red zone, not execute, do dumb things down there, right? Giving up a sack, taking a sack by Joe Burrow. The missed field goal, of course, by McPherson. Not good. But ultimately, you've given up 38 points at the crib to a rookie quarterback. A team that's scored on every single possession. A team that has scored a touchdown on every single possession besides a one. You can't win football games with that. You just can't. Doesn't matter how good your offense is. So, it'll be interesting to see what Joe Burrow has to say after the game. I think he's definitely going to be like, yeah, I mean, we definitely could have scored touchdowns on those drives, but I mean, if you're giving up 38 points at home on Monday Night Football when you're 0-2 and you should be ready to play your best football running around with your hair on fire, and you give up 38, it's just not good. Can't win like that. Absolutely can't win like that. So the Bengals still driving their way down the field here. Obviously, the clock is an issue, running out of time. Bengals are down 12 points. I mean, look, offensively, if the Bengals had the ball 2 more times, I'm confident they score 2 touchdowns. But unfortunately, they're going to have to execute an onside kick in order to get that opportunity. So we'll see what happens. Still work to do, though, on this drive to punch it in for 6. Bengals will have 1 timeout remaining. Zac Taylor had to burn one pretty early in the third quarter on 2nd down and just spent his most recent one just kind of giving his offense a breather as they try to string together some more plays and get in the end zone for Cincinnati. Yeah, and no doubt, Jayden Daniels has been flawless. Burrow takes the snap, has time, firing deep towards the end zone. Oh my goodness. T. Higgins reels it in, but is out of bounds. Goodness gracious, T. Higgins in double coverage. I mean, this is an elite catch by T. Higgins. Oh my goodness, with one hand. Oh my, T. Higgins, but he is out of bounds. It doesn't count. But T. Higgins looks good. That is for certain. 2nd and 10 coming up, 59 seconds left in this game. Joe Burrow does end up having 300 yards on this game with 3 tutties. So Joe Burrow has looked really good tonight. Burrow in empty, takes the snap, drops back, running out of time, steps up in the pocket, firing towards the boundary. Andre Yosevich with a little toe tap as they enter the Factor Meals red zone. 53 seconds to go. We got a $5 super chat from Rye2K. Get you into our Joe Burrow jersey raffle. Appreciate you, Rye2K. That'll be happening shortly here after this game. Burrow takes the snap. Looked like the Commanders got an early start there, but no flag. Firing end zone. Pass intended for Yosevich. Incomplete. A bit underthrown. There is a flag. Maybe they will throw a late offsides penalty here. We'll check the laundry. Just a little out and up there by Yoshi. And it looks like he actually got held by the corner, so this could be pass interference here. And it is. Cincinnati moving the ball offensively. Feels like only a matter of time before they score here. They have it on the 1-yard line, 46 seconds to go. Chase Brown is the running back that checks into the game. 1st and goal, Cincinnati at the 1. Burrow takes the snap, looking out to his right, firing. Pass intended for T. Higgins. Off his hand, incomplete. 2nd and goal, coming up, 43 seconds to go. Bengals trying to cut this deficit down and at least give themselves a chance if they can execute an onside kick. Burrow in shotgun. Hands it off to Zach Moss, who walks right into the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati. And Zac Taylor signaling for an extra point here to cut it to a 5-point lead for Washington. Tell you what, Bengals offense, man. I mean, there's certainly reason to be optimistic. Joe Burrow clearly is back and better than ever. Just having his way down the field against this Washington Commanders team. But defensively haven't been given a chance. Evan McPherson on to attempt the extra point. This really doesn't mean a ton. But it's up and in regardless. 38-33, Washington. All right, here we go. I tell you what, man, if they can somehow pull off this onside kick, the way this offense is humming, there's reason to be optimistic that they can find their way into the end zone. Cowboys got one yesterday, so we'll see. We'll see if the Bengals can make a play on special teams. 40 seconds remaining. Bengals do have one timeout, which could certainly come in handy if they are able to recover this. Bengals need a special teams miracle here with 40 seconds to go. Monday Night Football in the jungle. Boy, would this be exciting. Just give us a chance. Give us a chance. Give Burrow a chance. Get the hands team out there and let's go make a play. Terry McLaurin is out there for the Washington hands team. And here's Evan McPherson getting ready to attempt an onside kick here for Cincinnati. Will somebody step up and execute here? McPherson has a wry grin on his face as he's getting ready to attempt this. Switches direction. Comes back towards the boundary, kicks it up in the air, and it is recovered by Washington. A flag does come out on the play. We'll check the flag. Unlikely it is against Washington. And that should do it. Again, we'll check the flag here. See exactly what is going on, but I would be shocked if this somehow were on the Commanders. Looks to be an illegal formation here by Cincinnati. Obviously, Washington will decline that. And that'll do it. Jayden Daniels is a couple of kneel downs away from coming into Cincinnati on Monday night, getting his second win of the season. And the Bengals, somehow, some way, fall to 0-3 to start the 2024 campaign. Really unimaginable that this would happen in this team. Favorable schedule, playing two weak opponents in the Patriots and the Commanders. And the Bengals fall yet again, 38-33. Grade the Bengals for me in the comments section, A, B, C, D, or F. Offensively, it's an A. Defensively, it's an F. That's kind of where we're at right now with this football team. Lou Anarumo's got a lot of questions that he needs to answer. Joe Burrow showing some love to his fellow LSU guy, Jayden Daniels. And boy, 0-3 for Cincinnati. Really hard to believe. Really hard to believe for this football team. Get the grades in the comments. Not Augie says offense A. Yeah, I mean, when you're looking at the total, it's like, well, you got an A and an F. How does that balance out? But, I mean, that defensive performance was just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. All right, last call. We are getting ready to auction or raffle off a Joe Burrow jersey. We've got a lot of people that are in this raffle, so if you want to get any more $5 super chats in, you've got a couple of minutes here to get those in as we get set. Chris gets it set for our duck race here, giving away a Joe Burrow jersey here on today's show. So appreciate everyone that has super chatted throughout the entirety of our program here today, and really means a lot. It helps us. It helps us grow. I know it might not seem like a lot, but getting those super chat numbers up really does a lot for us here at Bengals Breakdown, and we really appreciate it. So everybody that sent in a super chat tonight, really appreciate you. Everyone that liked our video, hung out with us, man, I mean, everything about, the stream went great except for what you see right up there. Whoop, other hand there, right up there. 38 points for the Commanders on the road in Cincinnati. As Desert Ranger Jesus fires in another 5. He's got some entries here that he's trying to get that jersey to go with that hat that he's got. So just a sick feeling. It's a sick feeling. You left last week. It was a heartbreaking loss against a bitter rival in the Chiefs, but there was so much optimism about what could be throughout the rest of the season. And then you put out a performance like this. Got to give a lot of credit to Jayden Daniels and that Washington offense. He was flawless. And he wasn't like flawless for a rookie. No, he was flawless for a professional quarterback out there tonight. He was absolutely locked in. And he literally made no mistakes. None. And that's pretty hard to believe. So got to give him a lot of credit. Certainly people are going to be hyping him up after this game, and rightfully so, based on his performance out there on the football field. So got to give him a lot of credit. But ultimately that performance defensively for Cincinnati was just disgusting and simply can't happen. Chris, whenever you're ready, are we getting going here? All right, here we go. So we got our duck race lined up here. So I need to step over here so we can see the finish line. I think this is a good spot here, Chris. Yeah. All right, so it is a minute-long race. We'll count down here from 5, and Chris will hit that start button, and we'll see who's getting that Joe Burrow jersey. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And they are off. We will see what happens here. Jacob Knight out to an early lead. Jacob Knight, that was the $50 bomb, right? Then it was. So he's got multiple entries in there. We've raced for about 20 seconds here. Brooktop making a move down towards the bottom. Brooktop, of course, a member of the Jungle Club as well. Second N on that, Chris, on the left. All right, cool. Awesome. Appreciate you. 20 seconds to go. Brooktop trying to pull away here. Look out for Beck. Beck trying to make a move. Look out for Jacob Knight. Here he comes. Marvin Williford. 3, 2, 1. Marvin Williford is our winner here. How about that? Marvin Williford, how many entries did he have? I think he just had the 1, right? I believe he just had the 1. Marvin Williford. Oh, you had 2. You did have 2. So outstanding. We will get that circled right there. And let me know your email me at stone@chatsports.com. And we will get in touch, and we will get that out to you. Obviously, we need to order the jersey and then get it shipped out to you. But Marvin, appreciate you. And how about that? Little Joe Burrow jersey is coming your way. Is Marvin still in the chat? Have we heard anything from Marvin? Yeah, Marvin, let us know if you are still in the chat. You just won a Joe Burrow jersey, so congrats to you. And yeah, how about that? We will get in contact, man, and very nice comment here, shouting out the Chat Sports crew. Appreciate you. But Marvin, we will get in contact, man, and we will get that jersey out to you. So appreciate you, and appreciate everyone who super chatted here on today's show. Bengals fall 38-33 at home on Monday Night Football against the Washington Commanders. Stay tuned for our instant reaction post-game video that will be out here as soon as possible. Definitely have a lot of things to say, a lot of things I need to get off my chest, so be on the lookout for that. Had a great time as we have these first 3 weeks, but something's got to change. Hopefully that happens next week in Carolina when the Bengals take on Andy Dalton in search still of their first win of 2024. But we'll talk to you in a bit with our instant reaction video. Until then, take care, everybody.